The more you gaze into the abyss, the more the abyss gazes back. Or so they say. Uh, brain, work with me a little bit. I'm, I'm kind of tired today, more than usual. So this may be a little bit rough. We have a collection of nonsense as usual. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, let me make sure I can bring everything up here. I shouldn't be surprised by human stupidity. But if I didn't, I wouldn't be here, I suppose. It's kinda funny every single time, isn't it? I feel like I keep saying this every single week, but nothing ever changes. Not for the best, at least. Okay, we have some ultra relaxing JRPG music. And the first one, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, no. I thought this was a gacha game. It's not. It's the. How do we call this? The successor to Chrono Trigger. I saw a frog and I thought that was Glang. No, it's another frog guy. Another eating. Be it as it may, despite what I might think or not, say what I mean. There's some gravel fantasy in the middle. Despite what I might think nowadays of gacha games, they usually have pretty good music, which is always nice. So let us look at this. And we then get into travel here. It should happen, but you never know. This week, just like every other week, has been absolutely stupid. Now I start to understand, I think I mentioned this months ago, I start to understand some YouTube shows like This Week in Stupid. Well, it feels really easy, doesn't it? So let's bring up the browser. Let's start talking about Twitch as usual. Where's my thing? There we go. I was looking up the correct window, which sometimes might be more difficult than you think. Especially if I'm not reading properly. In many such cases. I'm not a teenager, I promise. More on that later. Fun enough. What about Twitch? Well, we read about this story last week. The new 1000 gifted sub feature. And we have a former Twitch manager here talking to us about this. I'm grain of salt because it's former, but at the same time, I don't think this is necessarily wrong. Former Twitch manager claims 1000 gifted sub feature exists to squeeze every penny. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Why would you have a 1000 gifted sub feature if it's not all for the money, baby? It doesn't make any sense otherwise. But they have a further explanation, okay? Please bear with me a little bit. A former Twitch staff member who helped build monetization tools says the platform's new 1000 gifted sub feature is designed to hit revenue targets amid pressure from Amazon. On one hand, I can see it. Is the music a little bit too low? That would be the first time that happens. But I guess that's possible. Isn't this a gacha game? Could be an MMO. Arc Race Fantasia. I have no idea. So yeah, on one hand I can see this being the case, because we know Twitch doesn't make enough money. Or what they think is enough money. And then again, it's not surprising. But on the other hand, I'm not quite sure it has pressure from Amazon. Because as we've seen before, Amazon doesn't consider Twitch really a tool to make money on its own. By Twitch working, you don't make money through Twitch. You make money by selling Twitch as a system. At least that's the theory we've read. Is that the case? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's a mega corporation, why not both? That's usually the case. And November 26th, Twitch gave viewers the ability to gift 1000 subscriptions at once. But this would typically cost 6000 USD. The 1000 bundle comes with the 1000 discount. Wow! What a great price! We're buying a car, right? 6000 and that's insane. I don't know. I would be apprehensive if anybody would just donate like 1000, right? Not subs, but dollars. That's already a lot of money. I don't know. Do they want to kill me and get my kidney? Maybe. You will not become immortal, I don't think. The feature was almost immediately hit with criticism, with bigger streamers rallying against it. Worried that viewers would go into debt donating, fear of chargebacks, and accusing Twitch of focusing on profit. Well, they will be focusing on something useful for once. I understand the criticism, could be way worse, to be fair. The option was removed amid the backlash, likely due to another discount being implemented in its place for a limited time, but that hasn't stopped discourse about it from continuing. Yeah, you showed your cars? Not like that. I mean, could be with this price, but your cards, and now people understand what you're trying to play. And people are gonna tell you, no you won't. And you're gonna tell them, yes I will, because you cannot say no. According to the Ayer? That's usually with an A, speaking of Rumble Fantasy, but I'm not sure. A former senior project manager at Twitch, the Amazon-owned site, only implemented the ability to give 1000 subs at once to hit end-of-year revenue goals. I think that's quite possible. We've seen not necessarily streamers fleeing from the platform, but diversifying their portfolios, as they say. Probably the main one would be Asmongold, also streaming on Geek. That would make sense. Thing is, that's a collapse of your own making. It's not really surprising. Especially when you keep platforming the worst of the worst with no real consequences. So, yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. People are gonna be like, maybe I don't wanna be here or only here, which is more than justified. There's also some strange stuff going on with ads on Twitch. That's the next thing we have. And no spoilers though. Twitch Dev says platform is under pressure from Amazon. I guess that could be. You can post on X, Twitter, Ayer, who helped launch products like hype trains, leaderboards, and other features, called out Twitch for the 1000 gift sub option. They insert the tweet, but then they repeat the tweet. It's kind of funny. Every single time. As a former member of the Twitch product team, who built out gift subs. Out gift subs. Not our, but out. Yeah, it says it right there. Might be a typo, I'm not sure. Well, she's not on the team, so our wouldn't make any sense either. I don't know. Built out is not something I see a lot, so it catches me off guard. I can tell you the only reason this feature exists is that the internal staff are scrambling to hit end-of-year revenue targets with low-hanging fruit features to squeeze every penny they can get. Every penny they can get to keep leadership happy. He said, it's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. It's the same thing that happens every single time, right? We've seen this with other companies that have nothing to do with Twitch, but they're still in the realm of, I suppose, entertainment. This myth of infinite growth. You have to keep growing. You have to keep generating money. But you can't do that. That's not going to work. Because that's not how it works. It doesn't make any sense. You hit record numbers back with the coup, but that was a really specific situation. It's not coming back. Well, I hope it's not coming back at least. You never know with these globalists. These elites. So you need to understand there was something exceptional, right? Same thing with Wizards of the Coast, same thing with other really strange companies with entertainment business. He continued, noting that while he views Twitch staff as good people who care about creators, what a bunch of lies. This had under a lot of pressure from Amazon to be profitable. A lot of pressure, I'm still quite unsure. Maybe, maybe not. Now, you know what? Yeah, I think I believe this. I think that's actually quite plausible. Let's create a system where, are we hitting the revenue target? Will generally be it. Is this healthy for users? She remarked. To be fair, they never really cared about healthy or health for users. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That year, Twitch reportedly lost money, despite posting annual revenue of $2 billion in 2024. Twitch staff explains why 1000 gifted sub feature was added. In response to Ayer, Mike Minton, Twitch's chief product officer, Spirit claims that the gifted sub feature was added to hit revenue targets. I mean, no matter what you say, this is demonstrably true. If it's not the main reason, it's a secondary reason. Whatever you say, whatever you do, it doesn't make any sense. Because it's something that you're selling to the people. So of course it's to make money. Why wouldn't you? But at the same time, come on, you have to be a little bit more honest in this. We did this because we have a small number of users that gift in large amounts, and this makes it easier for them, Minton explained. The revenue lived here doesn't make a difference as most of these users were already gifting large amounts. Ayer, however, wasn't buying it. Even if this is true, which I'm not quite sure, even if this is true, I haven't seen anybody on social media saying, "Oh jeez, I wish I could give 1000 subs at once." No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense. And some business angle and the platform creator benefits of gifting. But when you're talking about thousands of dollars for a single transaction, rev share does more harm than good, he shot back. It makes more sense for that cash to be donated so the streamer can purchase better equipment, pay mods, pay the bills, etc. Pay mods? Pay mods! Absolutely not. They do it for free. Remember that. It's also really funny when... Yeah, they mentioned it here. Earlier this year, Twitch's CEO, Dan Clancy, directly donated money to a streamer during a broadcast instead of gifting her subs, so that she could keep 100% of the funds without the site taking a cut. Which, I understand that, but that's not something you should be doing as a CEO, because you're even losing more trust in your product, the product being your site. It's really strange. Then again, Dan Clancy, it's never a good example of anything useful. I said it, and I know it's true. But it appears that Twitch will be bringing back the 1000 gifted option. Some streamers are taking drastic measures to prevent their viewers from spending so much money. As we've saying, Asmongold for instance has vowed banning anyone who spends 5,000 on gifted subs unless they can prove they can afford it. I mean, if it's 5,000 in the span of, I don't know, 10 years? Yeah, it's not bad. Sure, it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money at once, which is reasonable. You probably haven't spent thousands of dollars on things throughout your life, so I don't know. I get it. I get it. It feels feasible, at least. I get it. Oh, man. Oh, I promise, man. I promise. This is not to make money. Why are you lying? Why do you have to be lying to me? It doesn't make any sense. Of course, it's to make money. Come on. It's a paid option. What are we saying? It is truly insane. But speaking of Asmongold and speaking of Twitch, let me go back here to pause the music for a second, because if we have a short clip, some strange stuff is happening here on the Twitch machine. It's not good. Asmongold shocked as finding out Twitch has been secretly running ads to his channel and not paying him. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Ad time per hour, 7 seconds. Oh my god. So they cutting down. Now I'm not getting. I don't get any fucking money. So they spam ads on my channel. It. Oh my god. They're running ads on my shit, and I don't even get any money. Crazy? You don't get turbo too? I don't get turbo. I don't get anything.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Well, maybe funny is not the best word to describe it. But isn't that funny? And as we see some people here under replies, pretty sure it's called fraud. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is illegal. Then again, maybe something under TOS protects them, and once again, well, we're Twitch, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. Even if you had that on your TOS, I don't think you can just break the law. Imagine my shock. Yeah, that's not good. That's never good. L Twitch, WGasmongold, what the fuck? If only there was a better sponsorship solution that's not interruptive and pays per second. Oh wait, this guy's so chilling. Look at this. Girl checkmark. The single like. Well, I do not like that. Does he want money or not? I didn't get it. Must be difficult being this stupid. Now let's really think aside to see where the limit is for what they can get away with. Can we get that open session with Dan Clancy on the US Parliament, please? That's gonna be huge. I'm still waiting, okay? What is going on with that? Fucking guy locked out, okay? That's not good. This is insane. This is clearly blatantly illegal. And nobody gives a fuck. Good luck suing Amazon because it's a huge company. Fuck them. I don't care. I just don't fucking care. I can't wait for this site to just collapse. It's the only thing they deserve. Pisses me off every single time, man. You cannot just do that, okay? You cannot just do that. That's fraud. That's highway robbery. Oh, we're going to run ads, but you're not gonna get anything. And funny enough, the same fucking shit is also happening on YouTube. Because we've seen it. People complaining about this shit for months. Oh. I'm not getting really anything from my videos. Not because they have any kind of copyright claim, because that would be in the realm of legality, even though it's also really abused. No, well, you see, it's not really limited ads or anything like that. It's not a copyright claim. They're just running an insane amount of ads, but they're not paying me anything. I'm pretty sure that's not legal either. I hate the sites. I hate them. That shouldn't be happening. But speaking of YouTube, speaking of poop throwing, let us talk about this shit-flinging business. From Alexander Chase Carr. I haven't read this, but it seems pretty interesting. I did what 99% of creators think is impossible. I legally defeated YouTube. How does YouTube react? They're pretending it never happened. Cool. Cool. You can win legally against YouTube, and they can say, you know what, I don't care. The fuck do you mean you don't care? You cannot just ignore the law, okay? As much as you'd like to, you cannot just do that. That's insane behavior, okay? That's insane, and I'm sick of this. I'll tell you a story that proves the system is designed to crush creators. Even when you win legal case, and the law is on your side. June 2024, my channel, Chase Carr, 20,000 subs, gets demonetized for reused content. I appeal. A human reviewer checks everything. My editing timeline, voiceovers, scripts. They email me. This is original content. You follow all the guidelines. Monetization is restored. I'm relieved. A human verified me. I'm safe now. November 2024. I wake up to find my entire channel terminated. Same content. Same videos. Different results. Reason, spam, deceptive practices, and scam policies. Wait, what? A human just cleared me months ago. I was about to make a joke that could get me banned. I'd rather not. Since I was verified by a YouTube employee, I knew my content was fine. I was creating EV news/car review videos that the YouTube team had already accepted. Yet the AI bot didn't care this time. Actually Indian, what's the difference? I appeal. Instant reaction from the AI bot. Most creators give up here, but as a European Union citizen, is that an actual W? God, you know your shit is dire, but that could be a W in this case. I had the opportunity to defend myself as a creator using European Union law, and filed the formal case with Adroit, an official European Union certifies dispute body. March 2025. Case filed. July 23rd, 2025. Decision arrives. Attached. The verdict. Complaint is upheld. This determination was not rightful. YouTube failed to specify violating content, and my channel should be reinstated. Independent legal body ruled YouTube was wrong. The best part, YouTube defended itself during the process but could not show what it had violated. I won. Here's where it gets terrifying. My channel is still terminated. I've been emailing YouTube's legal team for 4 months, both replies and complete silence. And this has been a huge problem with YouTube since the beginning. And you think this is not gonna get worse with the advent of AI? With the advent of infinite Indians? Yeah, good luck with that. Good fucking luck with that. Because they don't care. AI doesn't care, and the Indians don't care either. It's really that bad. Because they're just here to pretend that everything works. They had to bring up, once again, a tweet from this week. Oh, another Cloudflare outage. Nobody cares about anything anymore. We're just nearing a fucking societal collapse. All the systems are going to collapse. And you know what? I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny because at this point, we just deserve it. I never gave up. I fought fairly for my rights as a creator using the tools I had, and I won fair and square. Yeah, they're acting like it never happened and the decision doesn't exist. They're acting like it never happened. This is the point where we can become extremely critical and extremely racist. Saying shit like, do you think these people know how to read? Well, I'm not so sure anymore. Clearly they don't know anything about the job. Why would this be any different? Think about that for a moment. Even when you follow every rule, have a YouTube employee confirm that your content follows the policies, bring an official legal case, have a documented decision that your channel should be reinstated, YouTube's AI system just ignores you, and contacting a human is impossible. I will still not make that joke, okay? But that's the problem. They're just using fucking AI for everything, and that's what pisses me off about AI. I don't think AI is necessarily bad. I think AI can be really useful, but it's always been the same for the past, 20 years? Oh, look at this. New technology. Bluetooth. You know what? We should put Bluetooth on literally everything. Well, no, fuck you. Not everything is Bluetooth. Ah, internet connection. Social media. Everything should have those. What's wrong with you? I don't need an internet connection for my fridge, okay? Or for my washing machine. What are you doing, you absolute fucking lunatic? And it's the same with AI. You don't need AI everywhere. And clearly, having YouTube being controlled by AI has only been detrimental to everybody involved. And I assume even YouTube, because as we can see here, that opens the door for legal cases against you. And sure, this is just a guy, but this is just a guy with 20,000 subs that won the case. You know what's gonna happen if they attack your ass with some sort of class action lawsuit? When you get, I don't know, thousands of creators with millions of subs after your ass because this is unsustainable? Yeah, that's gonna be great. Just wait warmly. They can do this to me after I won. What chance does any creator have? I'm not giving up. I'm filing a complaint with the Irish regulator. What is this? I don't know what it is. Some sort of commission. They force you to honor the decision. But I need your help. Retweet this and tag team YouTube. Make them respond so they can pretend this isn't happening. Because they can ignore legal ruling, no creator safe. It's AI, I can just do whatever the fuck I want. Well, no, you cannot. We live with the confines of law, okay? This is the thing from June 2024. You can monetize again. This is the complaint on the EU. This is the conclusion. It's a little bit terrible trim. You're not missing anything. And as we've seen, they're removing an insane amount of channels, so... And sure, I understand some of these channels have to be terminated, because, let's be real, we're seeing a lot of illegal content, literally illegal, not even just spam or anything like that, literally illegal content on YouTube. I remember that guy, I don't remember his actual name, I think he was a Latino guy, I'm not sure. He was uploading for years animal abuse, literal animal abuse on the site. But then you might get a little bit spicy. Maybe you're just talking about cars like this guy, completely killed. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But wait, there's more. Is YouTube starting to ban entire households now? Well. Doesn't this seem like a problem, comrade? This screenshots worry me. One channel in your home gets removed, and suddenly everyone connected to the same house seems to be at risk. Brothers, sisters, kids, parents, roommates. Even accounts that were only used to watch YouTube are now getting terminated for circumvention. And according to YouTube's own policy, if one channel is removed, that creator can never create, use, or own another YouTube channel again, ever. I don't know if that is true, actually. But now I'm starting to wonder, if that's the rule, what happens when multiple people or creators live under the same roof? Because YouTube's automated system can't really tell who is who inside the home, and they shouldn't be able to anyway. But then again, ID checks and all that. There's no creator-specific human review, no real way to appeal, no way to prove you're not the person who had a deleted channel. Just instant deletion because someone you live with may have made a mistake or was hit by a wrongful AI flag, as we've seen. And honestly, it makes me question my own situation. Is that what happened to my channel too? Could it have been flagged because of an old account from a former roommate? Or even from my ex? I have no clue. But there's no way to get a clear answer. How can any creator feel safe building a career if their future depends on who they live with? Or who won't share their Wi-Fi, email address, or device? So my question is this. Is the single invasion policy unintentionally punishing entire families? I don't think it's necessarily unintentional. But I guess this is happening. I say this with respect. I really hope YouTube takes a closer look at this, because people deserve a review system that treats each person as an individual, not as a household. Fit attack Team YouTube so they know what's going on right now. They don't really care. They don't really care, and if you use VPNs, this might be even worse for you. Here we have... Yeah, let me move my screen a little bit. It about my channel because my brother's channel was deleted for spam, because I had added his emails in my AdSense recovery email years ago. We even had different first names, yet YouTube punished me for something I didn't do. I might be part of the problem, using it as the recovery email. For the past 2 months I've been trying to get a human on YouTube to review my main channel that was falsely banned and reverse the damages. With that, we'll then follow my 9 other pre-existing accounts that got banned for just existing. 2 of the other channels were brands, the rest were what my family used to watch YouTube. Lamau. Yeah, this happened to me. My main channel was banned for circumvention after my kid's channel was shut down for spam. He made his own original gaming videos, not exactly spam. So now I can't subscribe or comment. YouTube are idiots. True and real. At Team YouTube. Just now, another member of my family suffered for this inhuman circumvention. Her new channel with almost 9,000 subscribers and almost 600 subscribers. $600 members, maybe? I'm not sure what they mean by this. I was also affected by this wrong policy. She doesn't have any single violation, but since we are living in the same house and using the same internet, now all of her channels were also terminated. I got you to wake up. There are more examples here. Let's start with the short examples. There are even more. I can't see anything here. I simply didn't get how my VTuber fan channel could have been terminated for circumvention when, firstly, I've never had a terminated channel before, let alone any other channels, and secondly, I've never broken any guidelines or had any active strikes prior to my termination. This guy we've seen. Yeah, I can see how you can get too broad the fogs. That's a piece of work. One channel banned, and a ton more will fall for circumvention. Then the one channel can be reinstated, and boom, all the others still banned. More circumvention. That's a lot of people complaining about this. It's been happening. I'm not trading this one, come on. But there's nothing wrong with the sites. There's nothing wrong, they will tell you. Yeah, sure thing. I wish that was the case. Never forget to ruin YouTube. These guys deserve to be fired. Ah, jeez. I wonder what they mean by this. We all know what, but we cannot say it. Ah, you cannot say that. That's too bad. That's so mean. Is it? Is it really? I don't know about that. I just don't know about that one, man. Oh, brother. I guess, speaking of YouTube, we still have some more streaming news here. Sadly from Hall Live. Fuck, this keeps happening. And as been regarding the graduation of Amani Kanata, I guess I shouldn't have him on my screen after all. Whoops. That's not correct. That's correct. Nope. Can't you stop grabbing the wrong thing? There we go. It was even hidden. That's crazy. Thank you for your continued support of Follow Live production. It's with a heavy heart that we announce that Amani Kanata, a member of the VTuber group Follow Live, will be graduating on December 25th, 2025. Holy shit, what a year. Not a good one. Not for Whole Live. What a disaster, man. Over the past 6 years, Kanata has played an integral role in the development of Whole Live production. This is not Mega Man. We're forever grateful for her many contributions to the group, as well as the joy she brought to her fans. We sincerely apologize for this difficult announcement, and would like to thank everyone for their kind support of Amani Kanata until now. We ask that you please continue to support Kanata during this time, and thank you again. She is not coming back. She said so herself. She has some sort of hearing problem. She's not coming back, which is kind of sad, but you know, it's not just a huge fuck up from Copper Corp. There was also, I think, some tweets mentioning how she was talking to management, telling them how to fix some of their shit, and Yago was taking really useful notes from that. So, and that's okay, isn't it? That's not positive. So that's okay, I guess. But the kitchen sales are not having a good time. I'm autistic, Bangladeshi, and have a porn issue. One of my favorite Japanese VTubers announced their retirement. Everything is getting worse. Chinese soy spice fried rice. It'll be rough, man. It'll be rough. A lot of big names left just this year alone. Oh man, I'm not saying this at the end of Whole Life, but there have been some obvious changes. Not necessarily for the best. So if you enjoyed what Whole Life was like 5 years ago, I don't think it's coming back. Which is kind of sad. I have to admit, this year has soured my experiences with the Holo Girls a little bit. Most of the ones I enjoyed just left. I cannot just be asked to watch them anymore. The ones that remain, I mean. Which is kind of sad. But there has also been some nonsense on the English-speaking side, because of course. What is going on here? From Centrea. I'm done. I'm so tired. I just want to have an awesome end of the year. I've been through so much and you kicked me when I was about to get back up. I tried to fix things. I will go back and see what can be changed or if I scrap the entire model. It's not worth losing friends. Scrap the entire model? What is going on? Well, apparently, the new model is just a Nazi outfit. What does the outfit look like? This. Military outfit, black collar. It's just Nazi. Okay, sure thing, pal. If you told me this was BDSM, I will believe you more. Of course, the usual suspects. Ah, everything is a Nazi dog whistle. Get the hell out of here, dude. Come on. I know, I understand. The brain rot is just too real for you people, but there's no way you believe that, right? It doesn't make any sense. Come on. Get your head out of your ass. She's not abandoned any. Thankfully. Something off this by saying... Polyethylene, by the way, but... understandable. Something off this by saying I believe it's time to move forward. I understand the times where I got heated. Most of it was coming from me defending myself from labels or comparisons. It felt like that to me. I have already seen an article and others that have labeled me as such, which has put me on the defensive immediately, as it would anyone I would imagine. Especially being your brand being attacked. Did I go about it properly? No. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. A lot. It tends to get me in trouble. That's what I'm known most for being in trouble with, just being emotional. Woman behavior, even though people say this is a guy, I have no idea. It's besides the point, in my opinion. I think at the end of the day, I guess, you miss a word that could happen. This issue spiraled way too out of control for something that could have been aimed at the actual Nazis. Lamau. Actual Nazis, you say? Yeah, they actually don't care about those. I was not comfortable with being compared to, or even put in the same sentence. I understand comparisons and education, but why was this not used in actual ones in our community? What did you mean by this? I do not align with that ideology. Any art or such that has been seen was artist ideas that were taken from anime such as Azure Lane or Scan Call it with an A. Also, Kantai collection characters don't look like this. I would know. It was taken from inspiration from actual World War II clothing. And I feel good knowing that. And such, I will continue to use it. If I at some point want to adjust it, I will. Perhaps navy blue or all red. But I understood where you were coming from. Do not give them an inch. They will take your soul. I'm not even joking. I saw both sides lashing out, Chrissy was being flung around. It's heartbreaking to me. Many things were said by both sides, which I hope we can move past. And that with others who join into the community from this. I get you that kindness and love and compassion can do for ourselves. I get the anger, some of which came from outside of my community and even hit my Gecko's community name. I wouldn't know that. I don't really follow these big names actually. And for that answer, to you Gecko's affected. And shouldn't use the positive here. Okay. I know I'm ESL, but still. Different sides, it's happening again. Some of whom have demanded that I do not apologize. I can do that because I am an empathetic person who just wants people not. I'm an empathetic person who just wants people to not be hurt. This is the problem. This is part of the problem. They're not actually getting hurt. They're swinging your empathy around because it benefits them. Ah, you should be more empathetic. You should be more understanding. You should be more selfless. Who does this selflessness help? The other people. They are selfish. They want everything they can. Here we just go. Oh, hold up. I thought I had to move that back. I was already moved back. My bad. You're falling for it still. Even if you're telling them now, you're still falling for the behavior manipulation. Do not do that. Regardless of if it hurts me in the process. You can hurl your insults on me. Forgive me for showing this weakness, but I would rather be hated for being too kind than be hated for being too heartless. I care about all of you, whether you hate me or not, on my stance. I would rather you take it out on me and be happy and move on than to fight each other, but they had to fight each other. You're successful, so that's not allowed, that's the problem. This has been pushed too far, and I do not condone doxing or harassment. I don't think anybody was actually doxing, but sure. We know that people just call anything harassment nowadays. There's actual harassment, but you being clowned on for your insane takes, it's not harassment. I'm sorry for that, making the side of Twitter, which many creators know, as level and welcoming. And I hope you see that issue continues to stay. I'm sorry for the distress I caused emotionally to so many of you, and so will discuss for others outside. And it's Final Fantasy VI, that's a cool music. I've already made a statement days ago after my heated moment. As for you to find, I can give you only so much before I have nothing left to give. And I hope you see that what I have always been presented to all of you, to you all these years, was who I am. I'll be resuming stream tomorrow as I have a charity to resume for Make-A-Wish Jingle Jam. That's much more important to me right now. Thank you for reading this. First 8. Military outfits are fucking awesome, and thank you to the real ones for your services. I was seeing some insane things from a Jewish goblin vtuber. It's kinda funny when we put it this way. I did not make this shit up. That's what happened. What did I mean by this? I cannot tell you. But of course you have people criticizing, you have to understand. It's a military outfit. So all military outfits are just Nazis. It's just insane. I don't know how to say this. It's just insane. But then again, the term Nazi has been eroded so much, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's really that bad. It's just people I don't like. I don't know, the same thing is happening with pedophilia or pedophile at this point. These are terms that should mean something, because yeah, maybe that's not a good label. And maybe we should have strength, actual strength. But since it's a powerful label, they will use it to attack anybody they don't like. It's really that bad. Oh, brother. And once again, come on. Look at this. It's Nazi outfits, and now it's not. And you look at this, you see all of those details, and you're like, no, this is more Napoleonic than anything else, as usual. Because fantasy military outfits are based, usually, on 17 and 1800s European military outfits. Jeez, I wonder why. Also 1800s, I guess. Did I mention 1800s? I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I was thinking 16th and 17th century, which is a different metric. Her first model was also military in design, so that's also really funny. Speaking of brains being destroyed in real time, let's talk about brain rot. Another week. Another article about this. Health experts warn you to AI slap aim at babies will affect what kids think it's real. I don't think this is wrong, but I do think this is reductive. It's not just babies. I've seen so many adults fall for AI slap, and I'm like, brother, I know you live in real life. You should know that that's not how physics work. What are you doing? But then again, when you live in the society of post-truth, this is only gonna get worse. Imagine post-truth with AI. Oh, brother. Oh, it's not good. Child development experts are warning parents that letting their infants watch AI-generated content could impact their perception of what's real and what isn't as they get older. I mean, it's already bad, just with normal internet. AI-generated videos are taking over social media platforms all over the internet. From TikTok to Instagram, YouTube, and even Facebook, it's extremely common to see short clips created with tools like Google's Nano Banana, and OpenAI Sora, showing impossible things like animals spurtily jumping off driving boards, or people suddenly falling through suspended glass bridges. I remember that. Once again, this begs the question, why are these kids on these sites, right? If it's aim at babies, and you have babies here, why are these babies playing with a tablet? When we all know, places like YouTube are all 13 plus. Parents, when I finally achieve ultimate power, and I can crown myself the Emperor of the Universe, you will be punished for these actions. You're not parenting properly. But actually not properly, okay? Now what the government says. It's not just other people who are being fooled by these videos, either. I mean, it's sad when it happens to older people, because they should know better. And then again, how many times have we seen, oh, look at this! This is happening in insert current war. No. It's always Arma 3. Why? The game is not new anymore. Stop it. But it looks good. Experts say, as more AI-generated content gets pushed to young children, even infants can be susceptible to artificial intelligence lab. Also, speaking of this, and just other people being fooled by these videos, you know what the newest trend of AI videos is? Lying. Not lying in the sense of, oh, of course, it's AI, it's not happening. Lying in the sense of, it's an actual real video, but they're telling you it's AI. Oh, look at this AI-generated video of Gordon Ramsay cooking some meal. No, it's an actual video. What do you mean? It's a new video. What's going on? I do fear for the future with this technology. But I didn't kill that man. What about this AI video, huh? That's not me. That will never be me, okay? I would have been even more brutal than the AI. Findings collected by the Research Center show that children under 2 years old are watching YouTube even... Oh, that more children under 2 years old are watching YouTube than ever before. With 60% of US parents of adults in that age group saying that children are regularly viewers of the app. 60% of US parents are gonna be lashed publicly in the town's plaza, so people understand this is wrong. Why do you, as a parent, I don't care if this is the US, it's not only the US, why are you as a parent just shoving a tablet with YouTube to your 2-year-old or under? Once again, you don't hate the Rockefellers enough. Ah, what a huge leap in logic. No, it's not. No, it's not. Convincing the women they had to realize themselves by working normal jobs was a fucking mistake. Because they destroyed the economy and they destroyed the family. And then you don't have anybody probably raising the kids. Now it's the internet. Having on the internet, it's not good. I shouldn't be raising anybody's kids. Not through my content, at least. In fact, 1/3 of these parents say their children watch YouTube content every single day. And they reported 70% of kids who use devices like tablets and phones watch videos on the platform, and it's YouTube Kids counterpart. I've seen YouTube Kids. Holy propaganda, holy grooming. This should be illegal. This also goes against the OS, so that I don't know what's going on here anymore. Experts say that so much screen time, especially for AI-generated videos, could have a massive negative impact on young kids and how they perceive the world around them. Don't you have normal cartoons? We had almost a century of cartoons. Stop this. Just stop. I do remember watching back in the day Scooby-Doo. That was pretty good. What about Bugs Bunny? That was also pretty good. Come on, man. Come on, man. Do you sound like Joe Biden now? I feel like I'm going crazy like Joe Biden. AI-generated content can impact kids' understanding of the world. Yes, because kids are fucking stupid. That's why you raise them. But you're not. Fair Play is an advocacy group that focuses on the effects technology has on children. Its program director, Rachel France, is also an early childhood educator who spoke to Bloomberg about how this trend could confuse youngsters. Could? I could even say this is by design. When the brains are first being wired, they're getting an understanding of what's the truth and what's not, she told the outlet. What's being wired into the brains is a bunch of AI slapper, trying to impact their understanding of the world. Yes, that's the problem. Holy I know I mentioned this many times before. I know nothing has changed. But then again, here we are. Give me your kids for the first 7 years and they will be mine forever. It's just the same, but with machine demons. This is not good for the kids. This is not good for society. Ah, society. It's... How was the meme? It was a meme, right? Was it a Monty Python movie? I don't remember. Let me see if I can find it. No, it's not. Ah, this actually a Chinese movie. I guess Chinese. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke. But it's not a single case. It's just happening. I've been complaining about people being stupid for the longest time. For what, 15 years? I haven't been streaming for that long, but still. And it's only getting worse. It's getting worse by the day. I guess I will need to move a tweet for just after this. We will finish this thing. People are becoming insanely useless. They don't know anything. They don't even know the things they're supposed to know for the job. I understand this may be a ploy from the elites, if you spare my conspiracy theories, to just have AI overlords and push normal humans down. When you say normal humans, I mean everything that's not the elite. Not that they are insanely skilled or anything like that, but they want to set themselves apart from the unwashed masses as usual. Some techno-feudalism, as people call it. So I guess I just made my point here. Techno-feudalism. So of course you can have smart people, you can have able people, you can have useful people. Because everything has to be controlled. How do you control people? Well, if people are stupid, they will believe what you tell them. So, what if I tell you a bunch of nonsense through AI? I've seen adults falling for this. I will not tell you which kind of adults. That's for you to decide. Let us say the usual suspects. University of Michigan Medical School's Jenny Radke. Is this actually rad? A developmental behavioral pediatrician also weighing on the topic, warning parents about the dangers of attention-grabbing content that doesn't have any real value. We've been talking about this for years. It was the same with Cocomelon. What? With the really fast cats and always the same brain-rotting rhythm, I guess. That was not good for babies. It was like cocaine for the babies. That was insane. I've seen some videos on that. No kid of mine will be watching Cocomelon, okay? Is that also Chinese psyop? I guess it could be. The pattern we're seeing is YouTube videos that seem mostly engineered to get attention without necessarily having meaningful storytelling or content. That's big slop. Big slop content. I know it's rich coming from me, but at least I'm saying stuff. Stuff that could be useful, okay? It's not beep boop boop. Yes, yes, yes. Yum yum yum. That was another really strange trend. Not everything your child watches needs to be meaningful and deeply moving or highly educational, but we want parents to be aware of this commercial motive underlying some YouTube content. This wouldn't happen with all cartoons. They're not the deeper thing in the world, but if it's AI slap every single day, come on. YouTube spokesperson Nicole Bell released a statement responding to these concerns, ensuring pouncing an email the YouTube's algorithm and monetization strategies actively discourage mass produce AI content aimed at kids. Another lies you can tell yourself, so you might feel a little bit better. Hold up, there's... Get off. There you go. Mass producing low quality content is not a viable business strategy on YouTube. Search systems and monetization policies are designed to penalize this type of spam, she wrote. You keep saying this, but I know this is a lie. How would I know? I keep getting, constantly, on my algorithm, AI slop. Be it music, be it whatever. And I don't even get into shorts. That's an entire demon on its own. Why are you lying? Why are you lying to me? Well, because lying it's easy. Isn't it the... It's sad people were talking about a couple of weeks ago? It could be. I'm sick of lies, okay? I don't like them. So just the latest findings to prove that repeated short-form content can have detrimental effects on the brain after a November 2025 report from the American Psychological Association showed the consuming TikTok clips and Instagram reels literally rots your brain. I just don't get it. I've seen some of these shorts and I'm like, okay, what's the appeal? I don't get it. It's boring. Nothing is happening. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Then again, I understand I'm the kind of guy that enjoys long-form content, but still, I don't see any appeal. I'm like, how is this possible? This has like hundreds of thousands of views, or millions. It's bad, and you should feel bad. So speaking of kids, I guess, let me see if I can find this really fast. First try. How good can it be? Maybe not good enough. People are asking, this is from r/teachers. Can teenagers read? No. No, they cannot. I don't want to be all my yells at Cloud, but I was playing Battlefield and a young man in my squad was asking how to say a word. Obviously, I don't know what word he's looking at, so I tell him, I can tell you how to say a word if I don't know what word you're looking at. A reasonable statement. I ask him to spell it. He spells the word grenade. Shocked, I said, oh, so you don't know how to read. Which would be bad if true, but an obvious assumption. He tells me he knows how to read, but he has never seen that word before. First, he's playing Battlefield. If the word grenade is anywhere, it's there. Second, if he's saying he only knows how to read words that he's seen before, my opinion is that he's not reading. It's memorizing shapes. Third, if he can spell out the word, he knows what the letters are, but doesn't know what the sounds they make. Is this common? Is reading for younger people just rote memorization now? I don't have kids and don't interact with them at all, so I'm curious if this is the average. Thanks for your time. We've seen before. There are places in the USA, entire districts, where kids don't know how to read properly at their own school year, right? Grade. They say grade. Not a single kid. That's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. Like I'm talking students have studied for days of the decades-long nightmare that teacher colleges have managed to trap public education in. Not good. Not good. And if it was a different word, sure. Maybe. We have all made mistakes reading English. I mean, I'm the first guy to admit that. I'm fucking ESL as fuck, okay? I've made this joke many times. Oh, the facade. The facade. Oh, of course. It's not a normal Z. It's the Z with the squiggly line. It's fucking French. Of course it's said as facade. Isn't it? Well, it wasn't written properly, to be fair. But then again, I've seen native speakers making that mistake too, okay? There are also some words that don't make any sense, but you're supposed to say them, right? So, you have the word opinion, but then you have the verb opined. It doesn't make any sense. If the I in opinion is saying E opinion, why the I in opined you say as I opined? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's not consistent. I've said many times before, I do think English is a completely clown language, but it's useful. It's not that difficult. You need to have I guess maybe deeper understanding of the language than some others. I guess that's fair. It's kind of funny. But being unable to read grenade is just insane. Have you ever seen like a movie, an action movie? That's really rough, and I don't know if they're gonna mention it here. Paul words, it's just rote memorization like Angie, Lamau. They mentioned it here, I guess. A lot of people are asking, how did this happen? So writing a explainer about how schools stopped teaching kids to sound out words. So now you just have to guess. You shouldn't be guessing. There are rules for English. They're convoluted and sometimes not cohesive. But there are rules. Use them when you can, okay? Just use them. They're really useful. It would be easier if it was a more simplistic language, like the Latin languages. No, we're not counting French. Of course we're not. That's a different beast. What you say is what you get, right? That kind of language. There are always more caveats with English. Which, fair. Okay, fair. It's in Strange Chimera. But still, this shouldn't be happening, come on. But think about a young man, potentially a teenager, or even a young adult, not being able to read grenade. How did that happen? Well, everything is ass. What else do we have? Oh shit, fuck. Speaking of ass and speaking of AI, let's talk about this. It was hilarious. Amazon's AI banana fish dubs are hilariously inaccessibly bad. Baltassi, I'm sure to tell you this, you're wrong. I watched some of the clips. I don't see any difference from normal dubbing. In some cases, I would say they're even better. It's not the overacted nonsense they have in the US. I shouldn't take corporations trying to jam AI into every possible orifice in the world. Wait, quiero, Kimi. Because I'm getting new examples day in and day out of that going poorly. I mean, yeah, I do agree with that. This week, that's Amazon Prime Video introducing dubs to the beloved anime Banana Fish, which has been near them for a long while. The problem, they're AI. Not just AI, horrible AI. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter being like, you say this horrible AI, this is how English dub sounds, I don't know what you're smoking. Kinda did. Kinda did. Now, to be fair, I'm a well-known dub hater, so make of that what you will. You can check out some of these examples below. The intonation and line reading makes you look like Meryl Streep. It's technically the English language, but that's about it. It has outraged both fans of Banana Fish, but really of all anime, and those who respect voice acting in general. We've been saying this for years. You keep making trash dubs. You keep making trash translations. So do not be surprised when people, at the end of the day, stop enjoying AI or just using AI. This is a mess of your own making, once again. People rather have normal dubs or normal translation, but there are none of them. Since you only offer trash, people would rather have AI than your trash. That's the problem. You did hear that Amazon saving the estimated $75 an hour. It will have to pay voice actors something like $50,000 for the show in total. When a $1 trillion corporation feels gross. $75 an hour feels like a lot of money. Taking into account the kind of product we get. But to decide when it's just so offensively, obviously bad, it's even worse. Well, I would say. Pay 75 an hour when it's so offensively obviously bad for normal dubs, social kind of bad too. Here's a viral tweet from voice actor slash dub maker Demo Mills, which went viral on Twitter with 47,000 likes and 3.3 million views. Shame on you at Amazon and Prime Video. After years of fans hoping for an English dub of Banana Fish, leave it as AI generated garbage. It's disrespectful as hell. Oh, brother. Oh, the propaganda. Was a pure trauma narrative handed to the machine because being real life was too hard? Pure trauma narrative? Yeah, that's probably a lie, isn't it? Fuck, I need to take a sip. Hold up. Fix this! Or I personally will not work with you as an actor ever again. On any of your dubs. This is not the future. This is erasure. Well, I'm not a big fan of AI dubs, but then again... Is it really that bad? Well, we can take these people out of the business. I'm just saying the positive here, okay? I'm just saying the positive. Sometimes it happens. Also, nice fucking website, Forbes. Lomao. This is not the first time Amazon has done something like this. Has been attempted this feature under the radar for a while now. Back in February, Amazon Prime dubbed the Portuguese of Silencio de Marcos Tremor, and the result is... Oh, I think this might be... I think this might be adblock blocking their media inserts, which is really funny. Cool! That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't agree with that, adblock. You should probably block those. Banana Fish, however, is a much more well-known series, and that has sparked the widespread backlash to the move. Despite the fact that there is always pro and anti-AI sparring for things like this, the end result is so bad that in which you think AI with the voice work on projects, it's difficult to say this end result is in anyone's best interest. But I want less people working on dubs. Maybe they deserve it. I could be evil, for all you know. I think I'm actually a little bit evil. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. The current state of dubbing. Yes, of course, is what many anime fans would say. Don't watch dubs, watch the original with subtitles. Yes, it's always better. What kind of a stupid thing are you gonna say now, Paul Tassi? I mean, sure, but that's not really the point here. And you can see where these corporations are attempting to steer things. No, that is really the point here. That is really the point. You people will say you enjoy anime, but find the original. Oh, it's so cringe, it's so bad. You don't care about anime. You don't care about it because nowadays it happens to be trendy. But now it has to be fixed because you cretins are a bunch of fucking racists. For real. True blue racism here. Not even joking. Sure, this is 75 an hour an actor, but hey, wait. What if we do this with literally every dub we do? And suddenly that's 10,000 actors. That is not that the goal here. If the struggle pans out, needless to say, however, it is not in fact panning out. Doesn't matter what you do, it's actually coming. They need to bring up the AI dubs for the Yakuza games using the OG voice acting as the basis. English. Japanese to English voice acting, I mean. It's very good. It's way better than anything Young Yi can shit out. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of the guy. It's a really bad fit for the character. But it's a YouTube man. Sure, I guess, but do not kid yourself. It's not good. The AI dub, it was not perfect, but it was way better. It doesn't matter what you do. It's coming. It's coming, baby, and so am I. Hold up. There we go. There we go. I'm not really sorry for these people. Once again, it's a mess of their own making. If the voice acting was good, if the translations were good, people wouldn't mind. But they're never good. Speaking of evil productions, oh brother, I didn't think this could happen. I'm pretty sure this is somewhat illegal, but I'm not an expert, so we'll see. Netflix acquired Warner Brothers for 72 billion USD. Isn't this a monopoly? Isn't this a monopoly? I'm actually not sure. Netflix has announced a new deal to acquire Warner Brothers for a whopping 72 billion, with an expected completion set for some time in Q3 of 2026. While the new deal has already raised endless concerns from actors, directors, and game developers alike, we are not exempt. The very real offer will see Netflix acquire Warner Bros. For $27.75 a share for an approximate enterprise value of 82.7 billion, with an equity value of 72 billion. Bunch of money, then it's okay. The new acquisition will see all of Warner Bros. Divisions from franchises, shows, movies, and games under Netflix. Yes, this means also, if you were not really sure about this, production rights for stuff. We all know how Netflix does things. We all know about the memes with, oh, this is the Netflix version. Now they're getting their crimey little fingers onto more stuff. Then franchises like The Big Bang Theory, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wizard of Oz, the DC Universe will join in Netflix's portfolio. This includes Warner Bros. Games and all its subsidiaries, ranging from Mortal Kombat Studio, NetherRealm Studios, Rocksteady Studios, and more. Now looking forward to this. This is becoming darker than black, not the anime. But it's getting kinda bad. Hold up. Nyeh. Here's comments from the key folks involved. Oh, so exciting. Dan Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix. Our mission has always been to entertain the world. By combining Warner Bros.' incredible library of shows and movies, from timeless classics like Casablanca and Citizen Kane, to many favorites like Harry Potter and Friends, with our culture-defining titles like Stranger Things, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Squid Game. Ugh. We'll be able to do that even better, yeah, sure thing. I don't like any of those. Together we can give audiences more of what they love and help define the next century of storytelling. Coming from Netflix, it's actually really grim. Do you feel scared? You should. Greg Peters, co-CEO of Netflix. This acquisition will improve our offering and accelerate our business for decades to come. Warner Brothers has helped fund entertainment for more than a century, and continues to do so with phenomenal creative executives and production capabilities. With our global reach and proven business model, we can introduce a broader audience to the worlds they create. The disgusting world is coming from Netflix. Giving our members more options, attracting more fans to our best-in-class streaming service, and strengthening the entire entertainment industry and creating more value for shareholders. Hey! Didn't mention stakeholders. That's a step forward, I guess. Speaking of the best-in-class streaming service, I've seen people mentioning after this happened, oh geez, I can't wait for yet another price hike for the subscriptions. Aren't they like $18 a month nowadays? I do remember when they were like $5. And for what? Netflix of all things? It's not even good. You sailed the 7 seas, but I didn't tell you this, okay? You cannot blame me, I didn't tell you anything. What about David Zaslav, President and CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery? To this announcement combines two of the greatest storytelling companies in the world to bring to more people the entertainment they love to watch the most. For more than a century, Warner Brothers has thrilled audiences, captured the world's attention, and shaped our culture. I might be me, but I think I'm noticing too much. By coming together with Netflix, we will ensure people everywhere will continue to enjoy the world's most recent stories for generations to come. I am not coming, that's for sure. And as some people are mentioning, Netflix now owns the Nemesis system. Gamers are asking them to log it for all developers. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. With the creativeness they showcase every single time, yeah, good luck with that. Netflix now owns the Nemesis system following the acquisition of Warner Brothers. One of the last decade's most important gameplay innovations, it introduced evolving rivalries, dynamic enemies, and emergent storytelling that transformed action RPGs. I mean, Netflix will own it when the purchase is complete. Yeah, nah, it's not happening. They're not gonna release that, absolutely not. I don't think it's possible. Too greedy, man. Too greedy. For that to happen. Oh, man. I cannot wait to have a Netflix show with the Nemesis system. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be really funny. Switching a little bit. Ow. Ow. Speaking of strange things happening that have to do with video games, for some reason, Sacred is back. A little bit strange, especially when we've seen the absolute disaster that was Sacred to the Remaster. Worse than the original. Wow. Imagine my shock. Sacred Last Pixel of Ancaria announced a 16-bit RPG. Developer Sparkling Bit and the licensing by THQ Nordic has announced Sacred Last Pixel of Ancaria, a 16-bit RPG in the Sacred series. A Kickstarter campaign will launch on April 14th, 2026. Here are the details about pixels, passion, and profanity. A new take on the beloved game. I don't think the game had a lot of profanity. I mean, I think profanity while you speak, right? Of course, you have undeaths and all that. Key features: gather around, full of troubles and charm, pixel chaos, dungeon loot, laughs, and familiar faces. All heroes fresh headaches. Build a party of 4. Each one thinks they are in charge. They're wrong. Places you must remember. Return to your favorite and current landmarks. Seraphim Monastery, Shadow's Tower, and yes, you will still feel the smell of Portovalum in the morning. That's of humor, good jokes, bad jokes, nostalgic winks, and there's laughs around every corner. Don't remember the game being extremely dirty either. I don't know, man, I don't know. It's not how I expected the new Sacred game to look. Seems like a regression compared to the original game. I guess if they have the budget for something more advanced, maybe not. I hope it will be an RPG like the third one. It was like a hack and slash, right? It was like Sacred Tower Defense. It's really strange. It looks impressive. It looks. I always seem to forget that Sacred series exists, and then it just gets a new game out of nowhere. Darn it! I mean, I'll back this. Maybe you shouldn't. That's not 16-bit. It looks more like PC and 32-bit games. I guess it kinda does. Yeah, this is not 16-bit. This is not the SNES. See, it's 2D. It's pixels. It's 16-bit. No, it's not. Come on, connect yourself. They had the dwarf and the gladiator, if I'm not mistaken. FBI, open up! I don't know. I have to admit, really disappointed with the series. Will it be good? I don't think so. We'll see about that. I just don't think so. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But yeah, after OG2, everything has been tumbling down. And a lot of people were not really fond of OG2 anyway. So there's also that. A little bit strange. A little bit strange if you ask me. Yet here we are once again. What else do we have here? Yeah, we have some stuff. Some random stuff here about games. Feel through it. As the Sacred. Somehow. Medabots is back. How did that happen? It was never really that big in the West. A bit of a shame. I'm playing some of the games, they're actually kind of fun. Imagineers to launch Medabots Survivors globally in 2026. For the first time since 2003's Medabots Infinity, a Metabot video game will be released outside of Asia. Imagineer announced plans to launch Metabot Survivors internationally in 2026. The smartphone game debuted in Japan last February as the franchise's equivalent to isometric roguelike games like Vampire Survivors. Registration for the global version of the smartphone game is now open. Okay, oh, jeez, alright. I wanted to watch the video, I guess we can't. I thought it was a tweet, they lied to me. Android users can pre-register for the game on Google Play, iOS users can do the same on the App Store. The latter is predicting a February 28th, 2026 release. This comes less than a month after Imagineer received a final victory in its litigation against Authorized Medabots mobile game by giving commentary on the Frutos, who had claimed ownership of the Medabots trademark. That's kinda funny. For some reason it's back. I don't know. It could be interesting. I guess we could try this, if it's okay. Don't think it's gonna be bad, necessarily. But we'll see. I do have a friend that enjoys the Medabots. So he will probably try it. At least try it. Speaking of enjoying things, apparently the newest Metroid Prime released, and it's not looking good, as usual. We have this tweet here from Tabithash, which actually kinda encapsulates some of the problems with the game. I'm quite disappointed with Metroid Prime 4. Here's some key points where it dives intensely. First, the back sequence. My god. Was this so off-putting with the upbeat music and the racing track, alongside the completion sequence of each racing track trial? It's absolutely nowhere near anything Metroid-like. Is this just a way to have an excuse for Samus to be in Mario Kart? I mean, they have Link. I don't think Link races anyway, so... Sure, he has a horse. Whatever. Not to mention, if you want to have music as you're driving in the huge open desert area, you need to pay 30 euros for the amiibo to unlock music in the game. There's another way of doing this. You can reach some sort of 100% data completion just to get music in the game. Or pay 30 bucks. I mean, 30 euros and $30 have to be about the same, right? There's no excuse for this. There's just no excuse. Desert area. You need to farm those green crystals in order to beat the game. And you need a lot of them. Why is grinding / farming necessary in a Metroid Prime game? Why the fuck is Nintendo smuggling with its open world filming RPG boner? It's time to stop. It's time to stop. You don't have to make every single game in open world a slugfest. Okay, some games benefit from it. I would say most of them don't. The Desert area is also just a copy-paste of Breath of the Wild, especially with those mini dungeons that you can sporadically find through this area. I remember them mentioning it's heavily inspired by Zelda. Zelda's a different game than Metroid. That probably shouldn't be happening anyway, so... Congratulations, you played yourself. Really strange. Really strange. Ow. My back. Holy moly. There we go. That was weird. The game, or might in this game, tells you at some point. Whatever key you wanna go for next, it's up to you. Me, oh cool! I'll just explore then. I want to go to an area and see I can't go anywhere I want, because I need a high temp beam before I can progress through the area. Only for fucking miles, for fuckface miles to then tell me, oh, had you tried going to the volcano? Bitch, you just told me I could go anywhere I want. Their story is about the Federation troopers, not about Samus. Samus literally a side character in her own game. I honestly wish I could refund the game, and I would honestly recommend the other M. Yes, I said it. I will Prime 4. Sweet part is, I can't refund it because Nintendo. And people will tell, oh, but the game is so good. We finally get a Metroid game. This is the same shit that happened with Final Fantasy 16. Oh, finally, a new Final Fantasy. It's not Final Fantasy. Sure, it has the name Final Fantasy. It's not really a Final Fantasy game. And you know it. Stop lying to me. Just stop lying to me, okay? I know you're lying. Stop. It's not quite the same. And we all know this is happening. This is happening constantly. Stop, there's like a tiny fly flying around. It's so annoying. Why are you here? There's nothing here for you. Leave me alone. Trying to catch it sometimes, it doesn't work. This is clearly not what Metroid is supposed to be. But then again, new games. How are we saying any actual new game that is actually good? I don't know. Not in this, I'm not counting in this. You'd be hard pressed to find anything that's actually good. It's absolutely fucking terrible. Yet people will tell you, oh, these haters, these grifters, they're just farming outrage on social media. Now you fucking idiot. If they were lying, they wouldn't get any clicks. But they keep saying that, telling the truth, because everything is just ass. But you have the fanboys literally eating shit. It's really that bad. Speaking of eating shit, it always gets worse. I'm sick and tired of the propaganda. Baldur's Gate 3 actress making a lot of lifting here wants Nintendo to canonize popular fan theory that Samus is a badass trans bounty hunter. Pronouns in bio. We all know that the Metroid guy is not an actual guy, it's an actual woman. Stop saying nonsense for once. For years now, a popular fan theory, popular by the way, has circulated on the internet, speculating that Metroid Samus Aran is trans. This theory cites her size and build as key elements as to why she could be a trans woman. But I thought there was no difference. What is going on here, Sam Woods? Not very woke of you. How did that happen? And the film was only added to the fire in 2015, when Metroid background designer Hirofumi Matsuoka claimed, in a derogatory way, Samus was trans. It was probably a joke. I'm gonna say it's probably a joke. Also, the claims so the guy said, "Nu hafu." Sure, this is a derogatory term for trans creatures. It doesn't necessarily mean transgender, though. It means that you're mixed with something. Isn't she like part Chozo or something like that? No, that she is also part Metroid, so there's also that. So I don't know what to tell you, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Not very woke of you. Now speaking to us at the gamer, prominent trans actress Abigail Thorne on my side. Baldur's Gate 3, Heads of the Dragon, Andor, and calling Nintendo to come out and tell us what we already know. Lomao, and confirm the long-running fan theory. It's a fan theory, but we all know it's real. I hate narcissist people. It's endless with them. Everything has to be what I say it is. Everything has to be what I claim. Now, stop trying to project yourself into the games, okay? For 5 fucking seconds. Just stop it. Get some help. It's never going to happen. But I wish that would be the case. Also, shit up choking? I think it's choking a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but here we are. There's something you can do here to fix this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it might be just choking. Oh, brother. I don't know if that's choking or not. It might be choking only on my side. Which is also not good. Whoops. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If it breaks, it breaks. It's not my fault. It was somebody else's fault. As usual, it will never be me. I don't know. Topical Thorn wants Nintendo to confirm that Samus is trans. You can never win with these people. You can never win with these people. You cannot have a strong independent woman being cool. No, it has to be a man. We spoke to Thorn last week as part of a larger piece set to hit the gamer in the future. But with Metroid Prime 4 beyond in the public consciousness, the actress has her say on the series protagonist. Still think Nintendo should come out and tell us what we already know, which is that Samus is trans. That will never be the case. Okay? Once again, both of them cannot be real at the same time. It's either, Japan, they're so backwards. They hate the gays, they hate the women, they hate all the trans people. And then being a bashing of diversity. Cannot be both at the same time. They're opposites. Stop it. She says with a wry smile and a chuckle. People just think that we've misunderstood her character. They think that she's like a mother. It's like, no. She's a badass trans bounty hunter from space, okay? Oh, look at that. I haven't played the Game Awards. Oh. Why do we have to listen to anything that these fucking lunatics say? They don't know anything, man. They are so stupid every single time. Jesus Christ, I only played a couple of games, and even I know more about the character than you. Jesus Christ. Get your head out of your neo-vagina. She then moves on to talk about how good the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is. Still, it is great that Nintendo has given players control of the titular character. Before circling back to her previous point, interjecting. Also, Nintendo, call me when you make the Metroid movie. Oh, look at... Is this just like the Trans Zelda stuff all over again? Is this just the fucking grift from a trash trans some sort of actor that wants to be in a Nintendo movie? Get the fuck out of here! Well, those comments were a little tongue-in-cheek. They're relevant and ongoing discussions about diversity and representation within the games industry. I'm about to kill myself. I'm about to commit genocide against myself. That's fine, if it's me, okay? Ongoing discussions about diversity and representation. None of this is needed. None of this. I'm sick. I'm sick of this. If you need diversity and representation, you're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of my games. I hate you. You don't deserve anything that you get. After years in development hell, Metroid Prime 4 finally shelved this week. And while the reception has been solid, more like solid with an egg, the game hasn't lived up to the acclaim of the original trilogy. This goes beyond a 4 out of 5 review, saying Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the game I wanted it to be. But I can say the same for anyone else. It's the game I wanted it to be, but it's not perfect. So inconsistent. It's a series that has been on hiatus for so long that fans have likely built up impossible expectations inside their heads that are never going to be met. That's always a fucking cope. It's such a fucking lie. They keep saying this. It's not true. What people want is the games to be as good as the old games, but it never happens. You can never get the shit. It doesn't happen with Metroid. It doesn't happen with Final Fantasy. It doesn't happen with fucking tens of games either, I bet. Even though the last one was Arise. I'm looking forward to the newest, when they actually release that. It didn't fucking happen with Monster Hunter. It doesn't happen every single time. Every single time, it's the opposite. It's not as good as the old games. Why old game good, no game bad? You cannot explain this. Well, of course you can. Technology is great, but you cannot just make good games just with technology. You need to have great people working on them. Nowadays you have fucking clowns. Even fucking Assassin's Creed and God of War are going to shit with this. Franchises I don't care about, but even I can recognize the newest games have no excuse to be like this. Fuck! It's so annoying. It's always the same. And everything's just because Motherversity, I'm a fucking representation. Fuck you. Can we get some good games being represented for once? No, we cannot. There are many women late herring already. I feel this one should stay as and not get reappropriated. Reappropriated, the apt term here. You can have room for a new one, so get the hell out of here. You don't need that. I mean, sure, if you're gonna have whatever the new good thing is, at least it should be a new character. I guess I can agree with that, but I don't enjoy the propaganda. Also, for the people who are confusing the armor for her build. And build is quite the attractive model-like body. Yes, we all have seen Zero Suit, pretty good. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. If that's the way they want to take the character, then fair enough. No, it's not fair enough. Because it's never just that. Every story has to be rewritten to appease these fucking lunatics. I'm sick of this. This is some death type comment. Of course not. You shouldn't be a radical feminist to begin with. It's insane. It's insane. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. It's happening every single time. See? See? There has to be le gay. This has to be le trans. Shut the fuck up for 5 fucking seconds, you ignorant fucking lunatics. Oh, see? These two characters talk to each other. Clearly gay. Gaming getting mainstream has been an absolute disaster for everyone involved, especially for my patients. I don't like this. Never give them a fucking inch. They will take your entire soul. Oh. The propaganda never ends! Jesus Christ, Jesus fucking Christ. What else do we have here? Yeah, I guess we should talk about this. This thing update from last week. Remember the thing we mentioned about Rockstar Games having a huge scandal and the Council of Edinburgh saying no, you cannot just fire those people. Well, apparently we have a resolution. I don't know how to feel about this one. It feels really strange. For a quick recap, apparently Rockstar Games fired a bunch of people that were in a union because they were leaking information out through a Discord server. It was the union Discord server, to be fair, but if you're leaking stuff that should be under NDA or whatever, that's probably a breach of contract. Being in a union shouldn't be an excuse for this. I do feel they're using labor laws to break different laws, which it's not uncommon, but I don't like it. I call myself a fucking rebel all the time, but actually I'm a stickler for the rules. I guess I just dislike unfair rules, just like this. Guys, to take action over Rockstar Games scandal. The City of Edinburgh Council have passed a motion to support affected Rockstar Games staff in wake of the alleged union busting scandal. We reported last week that Green Chancellor Green, why not red or blue? Dan Heap for Seth Hill slash Gorgie? Georgie? It's probably Gorgie, right? I tabled the motion to the council's housing, homelessness and fair work committee. I get it, but homelessness here is a little bit funny, given the context. The request was for the council to aid recently fired Rockstar employees with financial support and writing up a letter to Rockstar calling for them to engage with the council's fair work charter process. I almost read that as clanker. You know, my mind's completely in the sink. This topic was set to be discussed during the committee leaders meeting, which took place on December 2nd. The meeting spanned over 5 hours and was plagued by disruption from a member of the public and a broadband issue. There's always a guy. The Rockstar segment was set for the last part of the meeting. Despite the time running low, it was managed to be squeezed in. The committee passed the motion. Chancellor Dan Heap published a statement about the matter on the Scottish Green Party website. The Green Party, yeah, this points a lot. Yeah, if a party is green, I usually don't like it. Call me biased, I don't care. I am delighted the council has taken the stand for workers' rights. I'm sure to tell you this, it's an easy and funny joke, but we have to talk about workers' wrongs. There can never be any justification for sacking workers for engaging in trade union organizing. It's a right guaranteed by law and one that we always stand up for. Whilst the council cannot order the employees to be reinstated, it will be making it clear to Rockstar and Take-Two that their actions are completely incompatible with the city's fair work agenda, which is aiming for city employees to be part of. We will also now reach out with both social security and employment support it has to offer, to offer practical help at a challenging time for the workers. I guess they're not actually being reinstated. I thought I read otherwise. Scottish Grim MSP Lorna Slater also shared a message regarding the situation. Rockstar has treated its workers abundantly, and I'm glad that Green Councillors have ensured the city is taking a stand. See, this is the problem. So you have to protect them because they're in union. Okay, but I don't care that you're unionized. I don't care that you have special protections. I guess I could care a little bit. Because maybe those special protections shouldn't be actually active. If it is demonstrable that you're leaking information from the company, yes, you should be fired. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you're in a union. That's illegal. That's against the interests of the company. How is this anything new? It shouldn't be. Yet here we are, I'm afraid. Really, really strange stuff, not gonna lie. Really, really strange. The workers at Rockstar have produced some of the biggest and most profitable games in the world. They have brought whole new universes to life in homes across our country, only to be discarded for standing up for themselves. You say it's standing up for yourself, but then again, if they are leaking company information or product information, yes, that's more than enough to get them fired. I don't care that they are unionized. Stop it. They should be immediately reinstated, and their union should be formally recognized. Wait, hold up. Are you telling me they are unionized, but not actually, because it's not a recognized union? What a bunch of nonsense. What a bunch of nonsense. Sure, make them the CEOs of the company too, why not? Get out of here. Insane. Insane. I guess labor laws are not that cool, huh? I mean, I understand why they can be really useful, but if you can just weaponize them, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like cheating the law. Well, in this blatant way, at least. Time for Rockstar bosses to do the right thing, get around the table and agree on fair terms, conditions and wages for all their employees. Okay, can we get the employees to stop leaking stuff? Maybe that'd be good for once. A protest at the Rockstar Games office in New York City is set to take place 5 PM ET on Friday. Okay, but why? And there's only a single reply. regarding unfair union treatment, we'll have to realize that what was in the contract they signed up for. It should be clear how many games we're working on along with duration and salary. Everyone should be signing before work commences. We, the public, know nothing of. That is true. That is true. I think at this point in time, I haven't seen anything about this meeting. I don't think that's public. It probably is. I haven't looked that up. Honestly, that is on me. That's my bad. I admit it. It's just their word against the company's word. Sure. But the problem here, once again, is not that they were all in a Discord server together with people from different companies. That's how union works. The problem here is they're actually leaking stuff from the company. So it's just an absolute mess, but then again, not surprising. Just using the concept of a union as a weapon. Really sad, honestly, but what can you do? Okay, what else do we have here? I guess we should get through this because it's pretty important. At least in my opinion. Then again, government overreach. So, speaking of government overreach, let's talk about the fucking EU again, shall we? Commission fines Twitter 120 million euro under the Digital Services Act. Today, the Commission has issued a fine of 120 million euro to Twitter for breaching its transparency obligations under the Digital Services Act. The breaches include the deceptive design of its blue checkmark, the lack of transparency of its advertising repository, and the failure to provide access to public data for researchers. This is extremely loaded, and the EU is about to find that they don't really have a lot of power. It's kind of funny. Because this is hilarious to me. Deceptive design of its blue checkmark. How is it deceptive? It's not. It's something you buy. It's Twitter Blue. It's X Premium. It's not deceptive in any way, shape, or form. It's on you. If you still think that Twitter's old blue checkmark is the same as the new X blue checkmark, the company, in theory, is different. The company is also private. So that's why you know it's completely different. It got bought by the Rocket Man. And back in the day, sure, the blue checkmark meant something. Ah, this is actually somebody. Even though they were just selling the blue checkmarks for $15,000, which is hilarious. So nothing has changed really. Not for what you're trying to say here. Lack of transparency of its advertising repository, not quite sure what they mean by this. And the failure to provide access to public data for researchers. Hold up. What do you mean, failure to provide access if the data is public? Of course, there has to be a lie. By design. This is a sheer contradiction on its own. They're not gonna give you backdoors, I'm sorry. Government overreach is ending here. I don't care anymore. Deceptive design. I guess they're gonna explain it. Sure, that's cool. Deceptive design of Exus blue checkmark. Exus use of the blue checkmark for unverified accounts deceives users. They're verified accounts in the sense that the platform has their ID to make sure they exist. For sure, they can be faked. You can probably see bots with blue checks anyway. It's just a premium. It's fine. It's a paid subscription. It's okay. This violates the DSA obligation for online platforms to prohibit deceptive design practices on their services. On X, anyone can pay to obtain the verified status without the company meaningfully verifying who is behind the account. They do have your government ID. That is true. Make it difficult for users to judge the authenticity of accounts and content they engage with. But the thing is, verified status doesn't mean anything. Okay? Let's be real. if you go to a content creator that uses some sort of fake name or artistic name, why would you want to see their full legal name? Isn't that curious? Isn't that curious? Once again, at the end of the day, verified is not really verified. I'm not even sure if it says they're actually verified. Let me take a look here through my Twitter. Does it say verified? I don't think it does. Let's say sure, per nation, for example. It had the blue check. It says verified account. This account is verified. Learn more. What does it say? What does the blue check mark mean? The blue check mark means that the account has an active subscription to X Premium and meets our eligibility requirements. Starting April 1st, 2023, we began winding down our legacy verification program, and accounts that were verified under the previous criteria, active, notable, and authentic, will not retain a blue checkmark unless they're subscribed to X Premium. Subscribers will need to meet our eligibility criteria below to receive or retain the blue checkmark. Your account must have a display name and profile photo. Your account must be active in the past 30 days to subscribe. Your account must have a confirmed phone number, and it has to be non-deceptive, meaning no recent changes to photo, display name, or username, the handle. No sense of being misleading or deceptive. No sense of engaging in platform manipulation and spam, which, sure, we can all agree that maybe that's not being enforced properly. So, your complaints are about the system that's not actually working on the site. Congratulations, you're an absolute moron. Let me clap a little bit here. I don't know if the mic is actually picking that up, but I was clapping. This deception imposes users to scams, including impersonation frauds, as well as other forms of manipulation by malicious actors. While the DSA does not mandate user verification, it clearly prohibits online platforms from falsely claiming that the users have been verified when no such verification took place. Okay, I see the problem here. I understand this is a legacy change, right? It's a legacy option. The verification was legacy and it's changing to just be premium. It's as easy as going into the front end and whatever it says, verified account for blue checkmark, you change that line to it has premium. That's all the problem that's there. That's everything. That's just everything. It's just that easy. Because if you go to the TOS, learn more. Oh, it's not actually verified. It's not actually verified. Verified only means they're paying for premium. I don't know about that, man. You're looking like a clown, but you're not funny. Lack of transparency of Ads repository. Let us see. Excessive advertisement repository fails to meet the transparency and accessibility requirements of the DSA. Accessible and searchable ad repositories are critical for researchers and civil society to detect scams, hybrid threat campaigns, pertinent information operations, and fake advertisements. You're saying this if this is only happening on Twitter, but it's against excuse to attack them. X incorporates design features and access barriers, such as excessive delays in processing, which undermine the purpose of ad repositories. Each ad repository also lacks critical information, such as the content and topic of the advertisement, as well as the legal entity paying for it. Anything that you're saying here, even though this might be true, it works on YouTube, but you're not going after YouTube. I wonder why. This hinders researchers and the public to independently scrutinize any potential risks in online advertising. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice here. If you're actually falling for online advertising, you're stupid. It's that easy. It's never useful, it's never good, it's never been good. And I don't think it will ever be good. So there's that. Okay, this is something I find interesting. Let's see what they say about this. Fails to provide researchers access to public data. Experts estimate its DSA obligations, by the way, even though the company is American, to provide researchers with access to the platform's public data. For instance, X's terms of service prohibit eligible researchers from independently accessing its public data, including through scrapping. Okay, that's probably to avoid the stuff like AI training, I assume. Moreover, access processes for researchers' access to public data impose unnecessary barriers, effectively undermining research into several systemic risks in the European Union, Lomao. The fine issued today was calculated taking into account the nature of these infringements, their gravity in terms of affected EU users, and their duration. This is the first non-compliance decision under the DSA. Everybody should not comply to the DSA because it's just trash. Also, I still fail to understand exactly what's going on. Access terms of service prohibit eligible researchers from independently accessing its public data, including through scraping. How is this possible if the data is public? What do you mean here when you say public data? If you cannot access the public data, by definition, this data is not public. It has to be private in some sort of way. And if the data is private, it's really funny when we have to mention once again data protection laws from the EU. Then again, they also affect those who believe in them. Really, really strange. Next steps. EXA has 60 working days to inform the Commission of the specific measures it intends to take to bring to an end the infringement of the Article 25, Section 1 DSA, related to the deceptive use of blue checkmarks. It's not deceptive, it's you being illiterate, being unable to click twice and read 2 paragraphs. X has 90 working days to submit to the Commission an action plan setting out the necessary measures to address the infringements of Articles 39 and 40, Section 12, DSA, relating to the advertising repository and the access to public data for researchers. The Board of Digital Services will have 1 month from receipt of X's action plan to give its opinion. The Commission will have another month to give its final decision and set a reasonable implementation period. Failure to comply with the non-compliance decision may lead to periodic penalty payments. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. The Commission continues to engage with X to ensure compliance with the decision and with DSA more generally. I understand that they have to work within the laws of the EU to some extent because they operate in the EU, but this is an American company. It's a private American company. Why do you have a foreign government telling you to give them access to their data? It's a little bit strange. It is a little bit strange. Of course, we all know why. Oh my god! Free speech, that's not allowed! Is this Soviet Russia? You better like it. It's coming for you. I have some stuff about the background. On December 18th, 2023, the Commission opened formal proceedings to assess whether X may have breached the DSA in areas linked to the dissemination of illegal content and the effectiveness of the measures taken to combat information manipulation, for which the investigation continues. Information manipulation, by the way. You're one to talk here. Lomao! These proceedings covered also the use of deceptive design, the lack of advertising and transparency, and insufficient data access for researchers, for which the Commission adopted preliminary findings on July 12, 2024, in a non-compliance decision today. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, well, if you're stupid, if you don't know how to read, if you don't understand what words mean, congratulations. You could be working in the EU as a politician. Hey, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Good news for a lot of people. It's actually good? I don't think so. I truly don't think so. But it is insane. It is insane. You can just go to their website and see exactly what everything here means. Verified is just a leftover from the blue checkmark. Nowadays, just premium. This is you refusing to read what happens with their sites, their own features and mechanics. How is this happening? How does this keep happening all the fucking time? I just don't get it, man. It is insane to me. As repository, the same that happens with every single company. I don't know about that. Access to public data. If you don't get access to public data, the data is not public. Stop just lying to me. People will defend the EU. It is truly insane. And the resolution is probably gonna be Twitter, X, or however you wanna call it, getting one day and saying something like, you know what? I'm not giving you guys service anymore. Screw you. The EU is about to find they have no power. They're about to find themselves with a bunch of revolutions, I'm afraid, but it can't happen soon enough. Speaking of the EU and their strange bullshit, we also have this tweet thread here from Eric Dale. It's a little bit strange. This guy talks about the European Commission and whatnot when he's from Norway. I don't know. Real strange. I used to be an advisor at the Parliament. I'm spilling the beans on how the EU is deliberately designed so citizens can never hold it accountable or force real change from below. Red. I mean, yes, of course. We all know that, but I guess a proper explanation will be pretty useful. As a former advisor of the European Commission... Oh, yeah, YouTube is actually breaking. I was not wrong. Now the chat is breaking. Ooh, that's rough. I don't think there's any kind of problem with the video, at least. Look at that! Infinite Indians breaking my YouTube. Cool. Anyway. As a former advisor of the European Commission, active in European youth movements for a decade, and a holder of a Master's in European Studies, specializing in multi-level governance, I once believed deeply in the EU's ideals. Well, we all were young at some point, cannot blame the guy really. Today I see the machinery clearly. It's designed to resist change from the citizens. I mean, it's not really true. It's not designed to resist change from citizens. It's designed to ignore change from citizens because the citizens don't matter. Not quite the same. I'd say there's some sort of caveat here, an important one at it. No European public sphere. There's no true Europe-wide debate or media ecosystem. Elections to the European Parliament get 50% turnout, far below national levels. MEPs are often retired or sideline national politicians and save lucrative seats. Oversight, minimal, because there's no shared demos holding them accountable. Yes, that's the problem, and I mentioned this before. And I suppose people from the US don't really understand this, because they see the EU as the equivalent of a federation, like the USA. It couldn't be further from the truth. They will tell you, oh, but of course, the states in the US all have their special customs, their special ways of life and whatnot. Yes, but the USA was always a country. It is a country with a shared government, a shared culture, a shared language, and shared symbols, among other stuff. There has always been some sort of sense of unity as American people. It was never the case for the EU. Sure, Europe is a continent, but that's the end of it. You can also derive some general culture and ideals. I'm mainly talking about those derived from Christianity and Enlightenment. But if we pick a country like Italy, they don't know what's going on in, let's say, Poland. They don't relate to Polish people, really. At least I wouldn't think, not as a... These are my fellow citizens. These are my people. You could compare those groups to in Germany, I suppose. Back in the day, the UK, I don't know, Greece, Portugal, pick like 15 different countries, and usually they don't have anything to do with each other. And that makes a lot of sense, because the concept of the EU is just extremely new. It's decades old. We're talking about a region that's being endowed with its constituents. Even if there are neighboring regions or neighboring countries, they have been at odds for thousands of years. Right? So, of course, there's no cohesion. Why wouldn't it be? Right? You're not really worrying too much about, I don't know, the economy of Armenia? Are they in the EU? I'm not sure. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's a bad example. Czechia. Maybe you don't know what's going on in Czechia if you happen to live in Ireland. You don't know anything. For you, those guys that are there. But you're meant to believe it's supposed to be cohesive, as they say here, demos. No, it's not a cohesive population, it's never been. And it will never be. And this also has an additional problem when you have the EU working as a super government for all of these countries. They're going to ignore the country's laws and constitution, because for them, the European law is more important. And what do we say to them? Screw you! This is a sovereign country. We do have laws. We do have constitutions. If there's an incompatibility between my laws and your laws are wrong, and I'm not going to follow them. That would be the case if you had any powerful politician in the EU, as in not extremely cocked. Then again, we know why Europe is like this right now. It's not random. MEPs and corruption. Also, I didn't mention it, I thought about this, but European Parliament, people don't know what they're voting. Literally, they don't know what they're voting. And the important seats for the EU government, you can't vote them out. So much for democracy, by the way. MEPs and corruption. Many have been embroiled in scandals, nepotism, fraud, or wars. Oh, brother, Qatar case. 2022 is still ongoing. So MEPs allegedly bribed by Qatar/Morocco with cash for influence. Recent probes into Huawei lobbying and others show it's systemic. Up to 25% of current MEPs linked to misconduct throughout their careers. Wow. Wow. Speaking of corruption, do you know that a couple of years ago, the most corrupt country on earth was Ukraine? Not in the EU yet, but now you can see why they have so much affinity, perhaps. Look at all this monopoly money here. That's crazy. Grand Coalition illusion. I guess this is something I mentioned before or not, I'm not sure. The intelligence groups, EPP and S&D, almost always relying on key votes via backroom deals, creating fake parliamentary drama. The globalists, the DNA of the EU. Real opposition? Crash the past proposals smoothly. This is theater, not democracy. And they will accuse Russia of being, it's an autocracy, it's an oligarchy. Aren't you literally the same? But with another layer of stupidity. The European Commission, the opaque power center. The President is handpicked by the European Council, national leaders, not directly by Parliament or citizens. Commissioners are appointed by national governments. It does not reflect Parliament's majority. It never does. What did I just tell you? They are just a super government that you cannot elect your own. So, every single time, they keep saying stuff about, my democracy, I laugh, because it's never been a democracy. Where's the demos here? I know where the crazy is. Me. It's me, I'm the crazy. Thanks to these people, making me more crazy. Parliament can only rubber stamp or reject the whole college. In practice, most always approves with token changes. Wow, Major Shock. I've been complaining about this for quite a while too. Transparency failures abound, and von der Leyen's Pfizergate SMS negotiations were deleted/lost. Purely legal, yet no real consequences. See, at this point in time, you yearn for those old times when you actually had monarchies, and you're like, see, at least they're honest. At least there's an actual king or queen or emperor of sorts. Not these people. Ah, it's a democracy. Shut up. No, it's not. Stop lying to me. The council, total black box. No public records of the deliberations or votes. National governments pushing popular policies here. Blame and Brussels back home. Oh, the classic. It was not me, sure thing. It's a perfect shield. Passing popular rules at EU level without domestic democratic backlash. And I'm not quite sure if you can actually vote them out. At least if people don't know what they're doing with the EU Parliament. Yeah. I don't know, man. I wish this EU would collapse at once. That'd be useful. The person's bubble. And big club you're not in. Given the scrutiny, top officials, commissioners, MEPs, PMs, main lobbyists and business leaders at informal events hosted by think tanks / NGOs. These are orchestrated of the record deals. No means no transparency. Dozens of lobbyists swarm, tilting policy toward friends of the regime. People will tell you this is not happening. People will tell you, why are you talking about the globalists? It's not real. Are you looking at this? Are you looking at this? It's quite clear, it's happening. People are just too stupid to understand. Hey James, how are you? Come from a meeting with lobbyists? Oh, hi Oli, how do you know? I'm just guessing, I want to have one myself. Just a bunch of money, as usual. The revolving door, my favorite. Officials and MEPs routinely slide into high-paid lobby jobs, or arrive from them, burning public/private lines and eroding accountability. Yeah, but it's not an oligarchy. Surely not. Transparency International. More than 50% of ex-commissioners and 30% of ex-MEPs end up at lobby register organizations. Privileged access rewarded. Conflicts ignored. Man. Nothing new, but people need to know. The people need to know! Citizens' initiatives. The European Citizens' Initiative promises direct democracy. 1 million signatures to propose laws. Well, no, this is an absolute lie. But the threshold is sky high, the process bureaucratic, and the Commission decided to follow up. No obligation to act. So you need 1 minute to propose laws. It doesn't mean they have to listen to you. If you succeed in real change, those that do conveniently align with the regime. How curious! I wonder why. It's the facade of empowerment. It doesn't have the funny say it's facade now. More failures. Powerful lobbyists dominate access. Reforms like the Conference on the Future of Europe promise citizen voice but change nothing meaningful. Classic move by the government. The Spitzenkandidaten system, enormously inconvenient. Just I wonder why. We're gonna listen to what the citizens say, but only when it benefits us. Please understand, I think it's important. I think it's important for us to only listen to things that benefit us, okay? Democracy. Why does this persist? Look at EU flag bias praising unity, democracy, transparency. Lomao. These are rarely ordinary citizens. They're insiders with comfy jobs or aspiring to them. Genuine public support. Paul says membership benefited countries trend positively, but satisfaction with EU democracy hovers 50 to 60%, with citizens increasingly fed up. This is actually pretty high. 50 to 60%? Know what they have been doing in the past couple of years? Absolutely not. Ordinary Europeans are exhausted by a project that promises much but delivers distant, unaccountable rule. Technocratic feudalism. They were right all along. Where's the technology? Chain from below? The system is built to prevent it. Insulated executives, fake parliaments, hidden deals. I fought for this idea once. Now you see it clearly. The EU isn't a democracy. In crisis. It's a structure designed for elite control over citizen power. Do you agree, Santa, for Europe? I mean, I've been saying this for a while. Democracy has fallen. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Democracy. All of these great people coming together for the greater good. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I truly don't. It's just really strange, man. I just don't understand. And people will try to defend this. No, you cannot. You cannot defend the super government. You cannot elect, and they can do whatever they want by bypassing countries' laws and constitutions. Nah, I'm sorry. You can tell me that's in any way, shape, or form okay or allowed. Especially when they keep changing the rules to benefit themselves. You see, to pass some things here we need an unanimous vote, but we're gonna change it. So we can ignore the no's. Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Say what I mean. Say what I mean. Democracy has fallen. Democracy doesn't work. Because the no can never win. Only the yes can win. Because the yes will win eventually. So you can keep pushing for the most insane European laws as we've seen. And they will pass them sooner or later. Why? Because you only need to keep asking. Because you can just ignore the no. Because it doesn't matter what you do. If people buy this strange attempt at politicians, it's over. And that's what's happening in the EU. And I'm sick of this. It's getting close to the end, but I still want to go through a couple more things if you're willing to humor me. I guess we have to talk about beer, right? It's topical for today, so we should. From the Japan Times, Asahi CEO says ransomware attack might have caused 1.9 million data leaks. People are saying this is China, and I'm willing to believe that, especially when Prime Minister Kikuchi is cracking down on Chinese nonsense. They have been intact for quite a while. Asahi Group Holdings said this Thursday it may have experienced a total of 1.94 million data leaks after a cyber attack crippled its internal system 2 months ago. I guess this predates the Kikuchi thing. Interesting. Making his first public appearance since the incident, CEO and President Atsushi Katsuki told reporters that the group has found 1.52 million potential leaks of customer data. 114,000 leaks of those whom the group has sent congratulatory or condolence telegrams, 107,000 leaks of employee information, and 168,000 leaks of data belonging to family of employees, including those who have retired from the group, which is mostly normal data, to be fair. Sparse data may include email addresses, mailing addresses, and phone numbers, but greater information is not included in this data exposure, according to Asahi. Thankfully, that's good. That would be really dangerous. Currently, the only confirmed data exposure involves 18 items of employees' personal information stored on company-issued PCs, which were found published in the dark web. Oh, the dark web. All other potential links have not been confirmed as exposed, and there's no evidence that they have been publicly released online. Well, it's not bad. It's quite a small amount if it's just 18, right? The article stated that the ransomware attack is limited to the company system in Japan. Still suspicious. Especially when you take into account all of that stuff with the Ryukyu Islands right now. Kind of topical for Monday, for the Yakuza 3 game. But we have a historical claim for this. Okay, pipe down. Accompanied by Chief Financial Officer Kaoru Sakita and SSK Group Japan CEO Kenji Hamada, Katsuki opened the briefing with an apology for the prolonged disruption that has plagued the beer and beverage giant since September 29th. We sincerely apologize for all this trouble, Katsuki said. I want to thank our customers for their messages and letters of support, as well as special arrangements from our business partners. We are deeply grateful for your support and cooperation. According to Katsuki, the group's internal system initially experienced a malfunction at 7 a.m. on September 29th. During their investigation, they noticed that some files had been encrypted. At 11 a.m., they disconnected the network and implemented measures to isolate the data center to minimize the attack's impact, suspending operations including shipping, call center operations, and processing. Understandable. Understandable. Although factory processing resumed in early October, employees across Japan have been forced to manually handle orders by phone and fax. At least you can do it, right? Could be worse. Fax is still pretty useful, I think. The company was also forced to suspend its third quarter earnings result due to the cyber attack. An October overview for the group's core Japanese operating company said that sales for SSB breweries for the month were approximately 90% of the previous year's total. Probably 60% for Asahi soft drinks and over 70% for Asahi Group foods. We cannot avoid the short-term impact on our Japan operations, but we remain confident that our strong fundamentals are resilient and will prevail, said Katsuki. I need to blow my nose, give me a second, it's getting kinda bad. That's better. The group's investigation uncovered that the attacker gained unauthorized access to the data center network through network equipment located at the group site. They then simultaneously deployed the ransomware, encrypting data on multiple active servers and some PCs connected to the network. Further investigation revealed that data on some PCs loaned to employees was also exposed, resulting in potential personal information leaks. Ransomware group killing, that's Chinese. That is Chinese though. The responsibility for the attack on October 9th posted 29 images of supposed internal Asahi documents that stated that they had stolen 9,300 pieces of data totaling 27 gigabytes. That's kind of a lot. Asahi said that it has been working to contain the ransomware, restore its internal systems, and enhance security to prevent future attacks. Also stated that it will proceed with phased restoration of its systems and devices that have been confirmed to be secure after external checks. The group aims to restore the systems for Asahi Group foods on Thursday, and start shipping from December 11th for Asahi breweries. It expects to restore the systems on Wednesday and resume shipping from December 8th. Operations are expected to return to normal across the board from February. Are we sure it's not China? It could be, man. It could be. It could be. After all, we've seen all that propaganda with everything that Japan has that is good actually comes from China? I'm like, I don't think that is true, but hey, who knows? As for preventative measures, I didn't know that was a word. Asahi said that it would be redesigning its communication routes and security monitoring systems in addition to tightening its network security restrictions. It will also be redesigning their backup strategy plans to ensure rapid recovery in the case of a future emergency, which makes total sense. The group also said it would be strengthening security governance within the company by reviewing security standards, providing more effective employee training, and conducting regular external audits. Thursday's briefing came nearly 2 months after the attack, a delay that has raised concerns and prompted comparisons to retailer Ascool, which has issued far frequent and transparent updates since suffering its own cyber incident last month. I mean, they probably wanted to give some sort of actually useful update. Cannot really blame them for that. I understand people saying it could be a little bit suspicious anyway. Who knows? Who knows? I guess why it's taking so long for the company to disclose more information. We said that premature disclosure could give insights that would make it easier for the attackers to strike again. It's also a good point. As well as needing time to inspect and verify the data that may have been subject to leaks. Understandable. Understandable. A little bit less spicy than I expected. But they're hacking the beer, man. What the fuck? Does that happen? It doesn't make any sense. Yet here we are, I suppose. Ow, ow, ow. My leg is falling asleep. That's not good. Ow, fuck. That's rough, okay? That's rough. And let's finish for today with an absolutely insane article. I am once again reminded. The UK is real. UK man says he lived through dystopian nightmare after being arrested for posting photos with guns. This thing has been making the rounds on social media for a while. We need to get through this. It's really disappointing. That's the current state of the UK, sadly. This is an archive. The New York Post just was reloading constantly. It was impossible to read anything. A British IT consultant says he lived through a dystopian nightmare after being arrested for posting photos of himself holding firearms during a trip to the United States. Once again, being arrested for computer crimes is really funny to me. Young Richelieu Booth, owner and director of Phoenix Evolution Consulting, told Fox News Digital the trouble began after he visited friends in Florida over the 4th of July. I guess this is written in British. To celebrate the holiday and his 50th birthday. During the visit, he said he was invited to shoot a gun for the first time. They were shooting, and they offered me the opportunity too, as a Brit who never handled guns, to handle a gun, he said. After returning home to the UK, he posted a series of photos from his trip to LinkedIn. It's also hilarious, it was posted to LinkedIn of all places. Look, if you see people posting here, I don't know what to tell you, I think it might be a psyop. And in the after sharing the posts, the police showed up to his house to tell him someone had made a complaint. They warned him to be careful about what he posted online. What do you mean, be careful? What, are you gonna get me in jail? Well, that can happen. I think that happened already. That's never good. About 10 days later, Richelieu Booth said the police returned, forced their way into his home at 10:30 PM and arrested him. Okay, alright. Are we sure this is not Soviet Russia? I keep making the comparison, but the comparison is always apt, okay? I wish it wasn't the case. He was told the arrest stemmed from the firearm photos and separate parts authorities claim amounted to stalking and harassment. He was questioned and held overnight before being released. I wonder what kind of post that was. I don't think they're gonna give it here, which is a big shame. About 7 weeks later, he said he was arrested again for an allegation that he breached bail, which he says was based on a false complaint. They can just keep complaining about you. And they can keep just arresting you. But the criminal gangs? What are you, some sort of racist? What are you trying to imply here? They're all Indian and Pakistanis are the same? No, I wouldn't say that. But then again, just look at the data. Disgusting. Truly disgusting. The complaints were tied to a dispute with a former client, Richelieu Booth says. I contracted to this gentleman's business to deliver works for the government, and those works were still unpaid 2 years later, he said. But then they detained the other guy. Funny. He explained that a business partner had taken a photo outside the man's home while delivering a final demand notice. A step he said was lawful because the photo was taken from a public area. It's the UK. They don't really care about something being lawful, really. That's what the Grand Emperor says at that point. The rule was based on two separate social media posts, he said. One was the photo of myself with a shotgun. Is that a shotgun? I guess it might be a new shotgun. Which you can tell I'm terrified of. It's the first time I held it, and you can see from how I'm holding it. The second one was my LinkedIn banner at the top of my page. There's the photo my business partner took on his premises as a hidden photo on LinkedIn, with intention he will look at that and go, where's this guy posting that? I better call him and find out rather than touching me. As he had done for months, he said. There was never any geolocation or evidence. I'd been to that address, yet I was still arrested on it, he added. Yeah, but you know, those people that enter homes, those people that kidnap and do horrible, horrible things to innocent children. We don't care about those. We don't care about this guy. We care about the normal member of society that had a dispute with a client and went to the USA to celebrate his 50th birthday and just did what you do as normally in the USA. You just shoot stuff. The UK. The UK. After his release, he said he was charged with a public order offense over 3rd post from August, which authorities said could cause harassment, fear, alarm, and distress. Once again, social media posts. Not even a single stabbing from this guy. He said the charge, along with earlier allegations, was later dropped by the Crown Prosecution Service. Well, I would hope so. But, holy moly, look at that nose! Whoa, is this guy a sailboat? What the hell? My goodness! That's not a nose, that's a monument! Sorry, I got surprised for a second. Once again, none of these charges or allegations should have happened in the first place. First of all, why are you coming to a home because, well, you're showing guns? Sure, it may be plausible that the guy has guns. In the UK, I mean, this guy seems like a normal business guy. I would doubt it. You can just knock in and say like, okay, but do you have guns or what happened here? Ah, no, I was on vacation in the USA. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And that would be it. We're asking too much of the UK police. Are you trying to catwall woman? Not calling women, okay? They don't like that either. But these times are okay, I suppose. Rachel Booth said the experience took a heavy toll, both professionally and personally. I deactivated my LinkedIn, which meant I lost my trail of LinkedIn Premium. Huh, you're paying? Come on, man. Which I was using to find clients, she said. Okay, I guess that's fair. I was about to run a team show called Coffee the Hashtag Guy. I run to support other contractors. I was able to go out networking. I was very afraid and ashamed. I hid from everybody. I felt ostracized by my neighbors, my community. I just hid for pretty much the whole period from the world. And I contemplated killing myself. See? Should have gone out and raped a kid! The people will be fighting for you if that was the case. Unless you're white, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're not enough of an immigrant. This guy is clearly from French descent, I would say, with the name. But I'm not sure. He's considering whether to take legal action against West Yorkshire police. A free speech in the UK? Oh, that doesn't exist, he said. Well, yeah, we all know that. It really doesn't. People are getting locked up for tweets, for memes. It's embarrassing. It's George Orwell, it's 1984. That wasn't an instruction manual. It was an instruction manual. But if people are stupid enough, they will fall for it. I mean, look at modern society. QED, am I right, fellas? Actually, Bill said he no longer feels safe in the UK. Has been thinking more seriously about relocating to the United States. Not a bad move if they allow you in. I mean, you already know the language. That's much better than your average H-1B visa, okay? Oh, it's my parents. In 2023 in a car crash, he said. I mean, he's this an old man. What an awful day, but their family was wrong. My adopted American family has been very welcoming. It's made me think more seriously about America. You get the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fifth Amendment. Yeah, a bunch of amendments. That is true. It's a land of opportunity, and I don't feel safe in the UK anymore. See, this is the kind of immigration the US would actually enjoy a lot, I bet. This seems like a really useful guy to have in your country. What is the UK doing? Kicking this guy. Why, I don't like it. I don't know, he was posting stuff on the internet. He was using guns in the USA. But only, if only this guy was a random illegal immigrant stabbing people and raping kids. See? That's the kind of people we want in the UK. Look, I do believe the UK had a huge W leaving the European Union. If this is the state, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. to move to America, and if that's God's plan for me, I would welcome that, he added. Story gained international attention after the Yorkshire Post first reported it. Ah, yeah, of course. Elon Musk is waiting on X rating. This is where we had the First and Second Amendments in America. Well, that's funny, because that guy is from South Africa. But yeah, I think he's also a citizen of the US nowadays. I'm not sure. I do think the first two amendments, pretty good. Pretty good. Spokesperson for West Yorkshire Police said Richard Booth was charged with a public order offense over a complaint about the LinkedIn post before the case was dropped. Police received a complaint of stalking involving serious alarm or distress, relating partly to social media posts, several of which included pictures of a male posing with a variety of firearms, with a complaint to it to be a threat. I feel threatened, and therefore, police cops, protect me! Absolute insanity. And as we can see here, this guy was in... not the guy that got prosecuted, obviously. The guy that was complaining. An absolute moron. And on top of that, he was probably using... Oh, look at that. You went to the USA and you had guns? I'm gonna make your life a living hell. Gonna make your life a living hell because that's what you deserve. I don't know. I don't think I need to mention the Stamets again. I did that long enough today already. While sending a statement to the Fox News Digital, police investigator charged a man with a public order offense. The case was then discontinued by the CPS. Fox News Digital reached out to the Crown Prosecution Services for comments. No comments. Happiness justice system can cause serious financial, reputational, business, personal, and emotional harm and damages. True. What about this guy? A teacup monkey. Is dystopian alright? I never saw such a clear cast dystopian nightmare. Pulling old-fashioned dystopian from the get-go is what this is. If you're thinking, maybe this isn't as dystopian as he says, check it again. Dystopian is exactly what this is. Dystopian through and through. Is this a bot? Say dystopian again. Might have a stroke. There's no group that's more persecuted than the white male. Well, I think I said my case several times already. I don't need to repeat myself. And you think that's stupid, and this is stupid. Of course this is stupid. The problem is that this stupidity keeps happening in the UK. It's spreading through the EU. It's also spreading through the USA. What the hell, man? What are you supposed to do? There's a limit to just complaining, right? Of course I'm gonna complain because this doesn't make any sense. But you have a normal guy having some fun in the US and having trouble with a client? Yeah, let's go after that guy. Let's go after the catcalls because oh, they're so dangerous and they vulnerate women. Guys of rapists, guys of stabbers, infinite million illegal immigrants. I don't know how many billions spent on absolute trash that doesn't help anybody. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Cool, great, fantastic. Fantastic even. What the hell, man, what the hell? I'm getting spicy, dude. I'm getting spicy. Hold up. Okay. There's no fixing the shit, man. There's no fixing the shit. And they will tell you this is fine, this is correct, this is cool, this is... Alright. No, it's not. No, it's... The fuck is not, man. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. They're just weaponizing everything, every single law, every single piece of government to screw normal citizens. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the censorship. I'm sick of these laws that benefit always the same people. Stop it. I was about to finish it here, But you know what? I think you kind of want to finish on at least a funny note, right? I think we deserve it, even though we're going a little bit longer than usual. Still from the New York Post, at least. European country known for stunning women suffers through drought of men, forcing would-be brides to hire husbands for housework. Guys, is this finally a W? Is this finally what we were looking for? Government-sanctioned wives? It sounds a little bit strange when you say it that way. It's nothing more than a meme, okay? These women were forced to enact a special mandate. Okay, now you're being silly with me. In a showing shortage of men in Latvia has increasingly forced women to hire husbands for 1 hour to help with their household chores. I mean, I've seen Latvian women, they usually don't look too bad. Despite what you might think about Slavic women in general, I said they're usually pretty good looking. That's why you have those strange businesses, I suppose. Mailing Ukrainian wife. Well, they're gonna need that. They're killing all of their population. The male one, at least. That's probably not good. According to a recent report by Eurostat, Latvia boasts 15.5% more women than men. That's a huge amount! That's crazy! Over 3 times the average rate in the European Union, according to local media. Meanwhile, over the age of 65, there are twice as many women as men, for the World Atlas. Well, I guess we can all assume why, since this party was the case. I mean, we mentioned so many times today Soviet Russia. Now this is literally Soviet Russia. It was, historically speaking. I mean, look at this. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad, man. What about the chest? Well, that's for the second date at least. As a result, the Baltic country has found itself woefully bereft of suitable male prospects. Like something out to be the weaker man. Like something out of the weaker man. I don't know what they mean by this. Single lady, Dania? It's not Diana, that's for sure. Works at festivals, claims that 90% of her colleges are women. The Sun reported. That's not too bad. There's nothing wrong with that, but just for the good balance, you would want to have some more men to flirt or chat with, she lamented. It's just more interesting. Yes, finally, a popularity phase. It could be. Well, all my friends have gone abroad and found boyfriends there. Seconded her friend Zane. Is she zany? The field of countrywide has on void. Women like Dania are increasingly turning to services that allow them to rent a hobby for short time to help out around the house. Okay, hold up. I understand. Okay, I understand. Hold up. First of all, this thing has layers. I understand you going abroad to find a relationship. It has been in this case. It's not necessarily wrong. However, they don't mean infinite illegal immigrants from Africa. Okay? It's completely different. There are other places in Europe that have people. Yeah, still. For now. That may change in the near future. For now, that is still true. Okay? You don't need to go to Ethiopia. You don't need to go to Somalia. Okay? That's fine. That's only for Minnesota. You don't want to destroy the country further, right? This may sound like the beginning of a bad skin flick, but there's been a booming platform such as Commando 24. Whatever you say, Cameron. Where for a few years, Common King slid men with golden hands. Oh man. To the plumbing, carpentry repairs, and even mounting a TV. Now without any awkward pickup lines or dates. I mean, I've said this before. Blue collar work, it's booming recently. Because there's not enough workers for that. So, hey, imagine that. You get a pretty decent business. I know plumbers and electricians that are making bank right now. They're just working all day non-stop. And you gonna get away with this? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's not actual legal or professional advice. I'm just saying. Something to look into. I mean, we can see Nick here. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, Raymond Darby point LV? Ivy? I'm not sure. Service allows women to husband for an hour online or by phone, whereupon the shop within the hour a slightly more suggestive tax rabbit service. I don't know about that. Look, these women, also, advice for you. Not actual advice, but a meme advice. I don't think it's actually that memeable. I think it's actually good advice. If you want to get these guys, and you find a guy and kinda like him, and you think, well, maybe this guy could be a good husband. You know how to get the guy? You can keep contracting the guy in the beginning. That's probably a good idea. Give him some sort of baked good. Maybe some bread, maybe some pastries, maybe some sort of something that is food. That's the easy path to the heart. Just saying. Not actual legal advice. Do not kidnap this man. That is my legal advice. Upon arrival, the certified handyman will do everything, including painting walls, fixing curtains, and other outstanding chores, and with the Latvian mail drought. Why such an extreme gender discrepancy? As presented, this imbalance in part may having a far lower life expectancy due to ill health and lifestyle choices. The board also supported. I wonder why. Especially the older you get, huh? I wonder what could have happened for that to be the case, especially in a place such as Latvia. For anybody that's 65 plus. Men are about 3 times more likely to smoke, with 31% of the male population smoking compared to just 10% of the female population. The same noted. Men are also slightly more likely to be obese or overweight, with 62% of men being overweight or obese compared to 51% of women. That's an insane metric! We were complaining about the US all the time, but look at this. More than half the population is overweight. These don't look overweight. Is this psyop? Is it the Latvian wife psyop? I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. Renting husbands isn't really good to across the pond either. In 2022, mother of 3, Laura Young went viral after renting out her Happy James out to other women to do odd jobs for extra cash. Make sure your husband is not doing a specific type of plumbing on those women, okay? That wouldn't be good. The lucrative business that friendly handy husband. That phrasing is atrocious. These James go over and do everything, including general DIY, painting, decorating, tiling, and carpet laying. Not the carpet laying! Oh, the wording! It's only getting worse! James 42 is currently booked out for the month of November on jobs, for which he charged $44 per hour and about $280 for a date rate. It's not bad, I don't think. Depends on the state, right? Their business has become so popular, they said they haven't even had to turn down jobs. Exactly what I mentioned before, these people are working like crazy. What do they say? If your housework lasts more than 4 hours, see you, doctor. Look at this guy. That's what I'm saying. Careful with the plumbing. What about this guy? They're both rushing and trying to look at relocating POWs there who do not want to be released back into their own home countries, and there are plenty. What's going on here? The 2022 present Russo-Ukrainian war, perhaps the most embarrassing war in all of human history, followed up by the 1990s Iran-Iraq war, and many who participated simply wants to forget it has ever happened, especially for Russians. I don't know what that. I don't know what this guy is trying to imply here. These women are hiring husbands strictly for help with housework. Maybe that's why they don't have husbands in the first place. I mean, it's like a Ouroboros, right? Angry mega insult match? Get out of here. Come on, man. Everything has to be politics. Jesus Christ, dude. This is Latvia! They don't have orange men there, I don't think. the benefits without the liabilities. Sounds like it should be franchised. I don't know, man. More than a app for getting work for this man, it should be dabbled as some sort of app for dating, I believe. That seems like a really good idea. What the hell is this song? Is 1 and 2 Fina? Hey, I remember that character from Grand Blue Fantasy. They really got into those games. Don't think they're wrong. Okay, alright. Do we finish with this? Do we go one more? I don't think I have one more, actually. I'm looking at my stuff. I guess we could go back. I know I skipped a couple of things here and there because I didn't think I would have enough time, but I'm feeling pretty okay. We could go for longer today. I think it's fine. Usually about this time my throat is just croaking, and I've been speaking non-stop really fast, so that's great. Okay, let's do two more. Okay, one tweet and one article, and then we finish for today. I think that's good. Let's start the music. Let's go to the tweet first. It's a short clip. I've been seeing people talking about this. I do believe it's a little bit suspicious. We're just jumping around now. It was this guy. This guy. We could do two tweets actually. Let me take a sip. From Right Angle News Network. Breaking! A Walmart customer is going viral after receiving an email asking them to rate a product they purchased with cash. That's a little bit strange. I didn't have my phone or any instructions with me. How do they even know what I bought? Okay. Possible explanation for this. If you have any kind of membership card and you used it, obviously. If you were just normally buying with cash, oh, that's really weird. I haven't seen the clip yet.
Hey, how does Walmart know what I'm buying in cash? I got an email from them this afternoon that says, hey, can you rate this product that you purchased recently? And I did purchase that product recently from Walmart. I bought it in cash, right? I walked to the electronics section and bought a USB charging cable with cash and then walked out. And I know that the first, you've already started typing. It's the Walmart app on your phone, you moron.
Well, even if that's the case, I don't think that should happen. That is still surveillance, right? If you're paying with cash, why is the Walmart app in the phone doing anything? That would be really strange, no matter what.
That is a fair assumption. I do not have the Walmart app on my phone. I've never had the Walmart app on my phone. And further, I did not have my phone with me on this trip. Here's how I know I didn't have my phone with me on this trip. I remember specifically talking to the employee in the back.
I remember specifically, I had to buy the charger because my phone didn't have any battery. That'd be funny.
Back at the electronics section, I'm trying to explain specifically which USB connector I was looking for, and I couldn't explain it well, and so I tried to pull my phone out to show the gentleman what I was looking for, and I didn't have my phone on me, and so I had to continue my game of terrible charades and torture this poor guy until he finally was like, well, look, here's what we've got. And
that should have been the first instinct, right? Well, if you don't know how you can describe it, can I just show you the cable and you know which one you need? It's Walmart after all, so we can't expect a lot, I don't think.
Then I was able to find what I needed. But the point being, my phone was not on my person. I don't think I even had my headphones on my person. I didn't have any electronic devices on me. So how does Walmart know what I purchased in cash? Hey, how does Walmart...
If he doesn't have any kind of, as we said, membership card, that's really strange. That is really strange. And I don't know if Walmart has those. We don't have Walmart here. So let me make a quick search. Membership cards. Walmart Plus membership. It's a paid membership that helps you save time and money. I think this is what I'm looking for, actually. You need a Walmart.com account and Walmart app to access the money and team-saving features of the membership. So, even if that was the case, it would be online only, so no. I mean, you know how many stores have that kind of mechanics, right? You became some sort of associate, perhaps, and every time you buy, we just pass the card through here, and you get some sort of, or maybe a real small discount, like 5% on some goods, or you gain some points that you can exchange for different small goods or discounts. That isn't to be the case, though. I don't think Walmart has it. I couldn't find it. So that is really, really strange. Facial recognition technology, I don't know what that. It could be biometrics, I guess it could be. Suddenly, after 5 years, they found a legitimate reason to wear masks inside Walmart. That makes sense. There be dragons, man. People still complaining about privacy in 2025? I mean, you're a fucking idiot. If you don't care about your privacy, that's your own problem. But the right to privacy is actually a human right, despite what they may tell you. Interesting. It's 2025 and this guy's claiming he didn't have his phone on him. Well, once again, even if he did, I would find that to be really, really strange. No matter what. How can you connect the phone app to a physical purchase with cash? I don't see it, man. I don't really see it. Let's do one article. This one. Let's talk a little bit more about AI. I think this is actually pretty interesting. And actually useful use of AI. Once again, I just don't hate AI as a concept. It's just being overused on everything. Oh, everything has Bluetooth. Everything has internet connection. No. And for the same reason, not everything needs AI. But you can use AI with a purpose, and it be useful. So here we have this. People are trying to clown on Yuji Horii for this one. This man can never catch a break recently. I do feel for this man. I do feel for him. Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii is interested in finding ways to incorporate AI chatbots into gameplay. You could do pretty interesting stuff with AI in video games. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but there is potential there. I mentioned this before. Using AI chatbot technology in mystery games. See? That would be really interesting. And I know there were some really old games that were text-based that had some sort of parsing for this, right? So maybe you could expand on that. That seems... yeah, like this. You get a dialogue, enter your words, but it can actually parse properly everything that you say, or most that you say. That could be really interesting. And like, oh look, another AI idiot. I mean, I don't think Yuji Horii is an idiot. He made Dragon Quest. I enjoy Dragon Quest. It's a good game. With AI technology becoming more commonplace, professionals such as ex-Sony Interactive Entertainment executive Shuhei Yoshida and Nexon CEO and Jae-hoon Lee have given their thoughts on how it might affect video game industry. Now Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii has put his 2 cents on the matter, saying he is interested in the ways AI and VR could evolve how video games are made and played. I don't know too much about VR. Never really used VR, but I do believe there's a lot of problems with that. A lot of people getting motion sickness and whatnot. Speaking of VR, I never played it, but before COVID hit, like a trunk, me and my friends used to go to a local gaming bar. It doesn't exist anymore, funny enough. We would have our weekly meeting for TTRPG stuff, then we'd go have dinner and then spend the rest of the night there. At one point they had a VR setup with some sort of racing game. A friend of mine tried it. He was actually feeling the inertial momentum from the car. He was just moving, and at some point the owner of the bar had to stop the guy and be like, "Be careful, man! You're about to fall. What are you doing?" Which I guess it can be really immersive. I never really used VR myself. That's the only thing I've seen about actual VR, aside from a couple of streams, obviously. It's especially helpful that chatbot-like technology will find proper use in games. You can really use AI for enemy for enemies, right? For their behavior. That could be really interesting. You can also have, even though they have that, you could expand on that. For city builders and whatnot, you get NPCs, and they do have their own biases and they do their own stuff. But if it's AI powered, maybe you can affect them in more meaningful ways. Not trying to tell you AI or anything, but I do see the vision here a little bit. At the 2025 Geostar Annual Video Game Developers Convention in South Korea, held from November 13th to 16th, Hori said he was impressed by how AI technologies like ChatGPT can give advice on various topics and handle inquiries logically. Sur Famitsu. Admitting that he uses the chatbot himself. People are gonna rag on this guy just for this line. That's kind of sad. Oh look, he's making Dragon Quest with AI. I don't think so. I thought it would be interesting for a quiz or mystery game to use a similar kind of AI tool for players to interact with as part of gameplay. Isn't this what Pocket Pair did, kinda, with one of their games? Was the Find the AI picture game, right? I think that makes sense. I think they had something similar to this too, but I'm not sure. Here have examples such as players chatting with in-game AI partners to solve a case, or an AI assistant compiling investigative information that the player can inquire about through interactions. Also, the obvious here would be your own TTRPG. Not just like Baldur's Gate, but actual free TTRPG. I think it's gonna be better than traditional TTRPG with people, but if you're a lonely driver like me, you shouldn't have people to play it with. It's pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure you can do that to some extent with current AI. I don't know if they would manage properly, like, numbers, damage rolls and all that, but you can probably just teach the AI to do it. I don't know how to do it. My understanding of AI is quite limited, I have to admit. Mainly because the AIs I'm seeing, oh, it's pretty good. Oh, why is it so expensive? I don't want to spend that much money on this. That were possible to be a lot of fun. When asked if he would like to incorporate this kind of AI into his future games, Odie replied with yes. He has expressed interest in VR, that he considers the awkwardness of having to wear a headset for long periods to separate for the medium. Yeah, that makes sense. It probably hurts a little bit, right? At the same time, I'm not looking forward to the brain chips either. Not a big fan of those. And I think those are gonna have many problems. As a final note, Huru predicts that games will eventually step out of the monitor, bringing the virtual world closer to the real world. I do like my old games, goddammit! I like my chunky pixels! Do not take them away from me, Yuji Horii-man. He said that VR and online titles as examples, saying they force players out of their comfort zones when interacting with games in different ways. Yeah, you know what you do? You don't play them. Sometimes. With regards to online titles specifically, he found it fascinating how some people are transformed through making lifelong friends, even mortal partners while playing a game. Should have been me, not them! Mr. Horii, now, say what I mean. They didn't even read it. It's AI, I just don't like it. It doesn't make any sense, man. It's just technology at the end of the day. You don't have to like every piece of technology, sure, but at the same time, you're doing yourself like an absolute disservice. I don't know what to tell you, man. And we have a final tweet here. Which it's a little bit of a lie, but it is still really interesting. Which is this one. We found the third state between life and death. It's a lie. It's not a third state. It's not a school. It's not zombie stuff or anything. It's just cells being silly, but it looks pretty interesting. Some cells refuse to accept death when the organism does. Instead, they adapt, reinventing themselves, and sometimes start over. But you're telling me that they're not accepting death. They're just moving into a different configuration while still being alive. Researchers have found that certain cells taken from a recently deceased body and present the right conditions can awaken into surprising new existence. Not new state, new existence, that would be correct. The self-organize into living, moving entities that behave in ways their original bodies never did. Scientists describe this neither as full life nor true death, but as a third state. Something in between. No, they're still alive. The cells themselves are still alive, with a new configuration. I'm not a biologist, I understand this, come on, Massimo. In a landmark experiment, the skin cells from deceased frog embryos were scattered into a dish. Within days, they gathered into multicellular clusters called xenobots. At least they're not xenomorphs. These tiny creations could crawl, self-repair, and, most astonishingly, reproduce by sweeping loose cells into piles that then became new xenobots. The phenomenon isn't limited to frogs. Human lung cells, harvested post-mortem, recently form arthropods, microscopic blobs that propel themselves through liquid and can even encourage healing in damaged neural tissue nearby. And this is the kicker. You could use this for healthcare, which is really interesting. I don't want the nanobots. Give me the arthropods, as long as they're mine. I think it makes more sense. It looks a little bit sci-fi, but I think it's really interesting. It feels like it has a lot of potential. This remarkable plasticity reveals that even after the organism dies, many of its cells retain not only basic function, but a kind of creative agency, the ability to change identity and build entirely new structures. Now new between life and death, new configuration, once again. Which is still cool. You can look at this thing blobbing around. The implications are profound. In the near future, patient-derived biobots could be engineered to deliver drugs directly to tumors, create plague from arteries, or mend injured tissue. They harmlessly dissolve after weeks without triggering immune reactions. It will not trigger immune reactions because it's your own cells. So this is like the other side of stem cells, I suppose. Death, it turns out, is not always final at the cellular level. Some of our cells may still have work left to do long after we are gone. Biobots arrive from the cells of dead organisms, pushing the boundaries of life, death, and medicine. The conversation, 2024. So this is not that near, right? You see this thing blobbing around. So this is one of the biobots they mentioned. It looks a little bit creepy, but I mean, it's just barely multicellular, right? Boy. Ah, shit, when did I'm going an hour over time? I had a lot of shit for today, to be fair. And I think we got through everything. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That doesn't happen every single time. Especially with this sheer amount of content. So, that is nice. So, what's the plan for next week? You might be considering. Well, Monday's gonna be Yakuza 3, as you might expect. Wednesday is gonna be more Pokemon Gold Christmas. I leveled up a little bit my Obamas now. Like level 15, something like that. And I got another Pokemon through Gamba, a Skarmory. That's something you get early, so that's interesting to use. You can get a lot of shit. I've seen the starters, I've seen Charizard, I've seen the Flosion, which it is tempting because he can punch already. I've seen Houndoom a couple of times, I've seen Glaceon and Espeon. I've seen a bunch of stuff. I haven't seen pseudo legendaries, which is interesting. But I don't want to get something extremely powerful. I want to get some normal stuff. I'm still missing something that can surf. I got Slowking. That could be an option. I was also thinking about Staryu, but I don't think we're gonna get good TMs yet. We'll see. We'll see. The odd egg is not the odd egg, it's the Togepi egg, so that's really disappointing to me. So, what a shame. I also noticed there's a water dojo in Golden Rose City, which is pretty interesting. Now we can level up Obama Snow there, probably. It's fully evolved, so being lower level is probably okay. So, yeah, it's looking interesting. I don't think we're gonna be using Quilava a whole lot right now, huh? And, a detail I've noticed, there might be actually physical special split in the game. I got Swift on my Skarmory, which should be normal type. It is normal type. It should be physical move because it's Gen 2. It's doing half the damage that Peck does. Peck being 35 base power with a stab, Swift being 60 base power, non-stab. Peck is dealing more damage. And like, that doesn't make any sense. but they have a lot of attack compared to special attack. So it has to be it. So I guess that makes, if true, that makes Gallade more viable. And I've seen Gallade too, it's actually in the game. My Surfer, I don't know if Righteous surfs, I don't think it does. That's a little bit of a shame. We need to get something with surf. I don't know if anything that I own right now can surf. Maybe Obama? I don't think so. Almost brought Obama here, hold up. Gem 4 would be good enough. Strength, Rock Smash, Rock Climb, doesn't look like it. And that's a bit of a problem, not gonna lie. I guess I could just look up Bulbapedia really fast. I also saw Krabby, which is interesting. Not really level up. See, technically the Pikachu line gets it. And Jang ain't forward. If not, it needs to be some sort of event, and I don't think we have those. I will still try to keep Raichu because early shiny and all that. Poliwrath could be good. It's pretty good. It's fighting type. It's always nice. You can also get Poliwag early, so maybe made a mistake. Tentacle line, Slowpoke line's pretty good. Seal lines, whatever. Shield lines, whatever. I'm not gonna be using that on Rhydon, Lickitung, or Kangaskhan. Horsey line is also a little bit tempting because Kinter's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen Horsey line yet. But that's a problem. We could justify Tauros maybe, there's Gyarados, Lapras, would be good. Don't think I have seen it yet. Did routine line that I haven't seen. Total line, pretty good. Change line is also tempting, I haven't seen it either in Water Trade or Fishing, so that's a little bit annoying. It's a line I quite enjoy. Electric Water with typing. Summer line, I sleep. Quag, I sleep. Quillfish, I sleep. Earth's Sneasel. Don't want to use Remote again. Don't want to use Mantang again. I guess Miltank maybe. I got Miltank through Wonder Trade at some point. I did some resetting though. Ludicolo line would be okay if I didn't have Obama already. Sharpedo line is good if it's in the game. Crudel line could be usable maybe, not sure. Milotic is probably in the game if we have the thing with the popularity term. I have no idea where. I'm assuming Lake of Rage. I could be wrong. No legendaries. I'll use some Pibaro for that. Not using Floatzel again. Minion. Let's wait for Gen 4 for that one, shall we? Yeah, it's not a whole lot of interesting stuff. It's a little bit disappointing. But we'll get to that next time. We should get Surf next Pokemon Gold Christmas stream anyway. I think it's close enough. Don't think Wind is gonna give me any kind of problem. I have Skarmory, I have Geodude, it's fine. I still have Obama if need be. It will be okay probably. I guess Obama is not the best against Rollout. But we got both Icy Wind and Ice Punch, great with Razor Leaf. There's potential there. And for Thursday, I was thinking, maybe we can take a look. Both Link's crossbow training and Dragon Quest Swords. I got the Wiimote working on my Dolphin. It's a little bit jank, especially on Dragon Quest, but it kinda works. I mean, so the super attacks work most of the time, at least the first one. Can actually be played. And I was really surprised while configuring the game. You can play Dragon Quest Swords with just the Wiimote. You don't actually need the nunchuck. I don't remember that being the case. That's crazy. So we could check those. It's gonna be kinda jank. I think it's gonna be pretty funny. I don't think I'm gonna be finishing any of those games. And I guess at some point we could revisit them if they get retro achievements. That could be interesting. I do wish the and the thresholds for the Wiimote were a little bit better. It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough here. But I think it's gonna be part of the charm. Wiimote junk. But I might find something else to do on Thursday. That's my plan right now. But we'll know once I upload the schedule tomorrow evening, as usual. So that's the plan. Should get the hell out of here to get some editing in while I can. So thank you for coming. Hope you had some fun. We had a bunch of really strange news for today. We're coming back on Monday with more Yakuza 3 with the Ryukyu incident. Real strange. Until then, you know the rules. Never fall for psyops. They're out to get you. And take care.